Black African Power, we are back. I'm the host, Rebel with a Cause.
Brother Ken Water Kill.
And this is Rebels Roundtable.
Right.
Peace to the family.
Comment,
Peace to the
subscribe,
family.
hit that notification bell as well. Rebels Roundtable.
What's going on, brother? Black African Power, we are back. Yeah. I'm the host, Rebel with a Cause. Yeah.
Not much, just chilling, man. Chilling, man. You know what I mean? Can't complain. I'm all good. You know what I'm saying? Shelly Alma said it's all good, so we good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, like Kamoto said, Rebel Vision Television. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Find us. But what's good, baby? What we doing tonight?
Oh, man, we got New Era Chicago in the house tonight. They're gonna talk about the New Era, New Era Nation walk in Chicago, September the 24th. As well, they want to talk about their youth weapons training program that they got. I'll be checking them out on Instagram. They got a good training program for our youth, man, and they be consistent with. And they also want to talk about the water crisis, man, and how it's affecting the Black communities, man. So we gonna have a good build tonight. New Era Chicago, the comrades.
I wonder if they talking about the new water crisis or the old one with the fluoride, and
they're probably gonna talk about it all.
And how they need us to drink the water. In New York, they used to be like, you know, the people knew not to drink the water at one time, years back. We knew not to drink the water at all. But New York never had bad water such as Chicago, Detroit, and a few other places. So all water is not good.
Right.
It might look clean. That shit got fluoride all in it, just like the bottled water.
Right.
So I forgot brother's name. I think he from Chicago. When I seen a video, he was testing all the water he know everyone consume, and some of these joints turn purple.
Yeah, I seen that test. Even in some of these bottled waters. I know a sister, her name is Dr. Amani Maya. She had the whole water filtering machine. And she had she had tested out the what they call the Defini, the Siny, the Aquafina, and a couple of more. And they was turning colors and shit in that machine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They poison us, people.
Oh, yeah. Chemical warfare.
That's exactly what it is.
Chemical warfare.
What? Just make sure the trees is over here. 2 people waiting for that. Okay, your people's about to pop in.
Cool.
Let's get it, people. Rebels Roundtable, New Era Chicago. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Brother man.
Peace to the gods.
Yeah, got me.
Got you, brother man. What's been going on? What's been good, brother? I like that.
Love, man. Black power.
Black power, you already know. Black motherfucking power.
All day.
All day, every day.
Yeah, man. I've been checking y'all brothers out, man. Y'all been having some powerful shows, man.
Oh yeah, man. You know, we trying, we out here building, man. Trying to get information, not trying, but we out here giving information, positive information, and keeping away from all that buffoonery we see on YouTube and all that old mess, man. We ain't about that over here, man.
Exactly, man. You got, man, this the type of platforms we need, as I always say, man. So it's very much appreciated, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all too, man. Appreciate y'all. You know, Chicago home, man. You see the logo. I had to represent, man.
I see it right there. That's hard right there.
Man, you know, I always be here in spirit. You know, I used to walk with New Era Atlanta, but man, all the people that I knew left. You know, Derek and Leslie, they left.
Yeah.
Dan Monte and Judge left. So I don't really know the mother brothers that they have.
Yeah. I don't know them new brothers yet, cause I ain't make that last trip, man.
Yeah. So yeah, they now them for I've been knowing them for years. You know what I mean? Them my comrades. You know what I mean?
Right. Y'all be building on some other moves.
Yeah. So I ain't been in tune with them, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I used to walk, man. I used to do the community, the hoods, and all that with Judge and Lante, man.
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah, man. I posted a few of them. You know what I mean? I ain't hit every one because I be busy doing other stuff in the community. But yeah, time to time, yeah. John Hargrove, he be right there all the time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we be out there, man. Out there in the streets, man.
They be
where we
linking with the
supposed to be.
UNIA for some events too, don't they?
Oh yeah. We be they be with us, man.
Yeah,
But it used to be not the new ones, man. I'm talking about Judge,
right.
yeah, and like Derek and Leslie.
Yeah,
Yeah. They be with us, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So I guess we can start now, and then all the comrades will come in right after.
Yeah, all the comrades, yeah.
Everybody lined up.
See Sister Anita on right now too.
Oh, the sister on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my with my visual. I was working for the NEC meeting, but I'll be working on that while y'all build it. But
All
I'm
right,
here.
Sister. All right, sister. Glad to have you on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you already know we comrades in this war.
So
You know what I mean?
introduce yourself. Set it off. What's New Era Chicago?
I no doubt, man. Brother EJ, man, from New Era Chicago. Been down with New Era Chicago for a few years now, building in the community. We push self-reliance, do for self. Man, we got a ton of different programs that we do throughout the community, man. And I'm definitely one of the men that feel like it's our responsibility, to step to the plate and not look outside for help and others to, do things for us. We got to step up, We see what the problems are, and we got to just step up to the plate and handle it, man.
Right.
I gotta respect y'all brothers, man. Y'all in Chirac. What we see from here is like Iraq. It's shooting right every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So if y'all on the front lines in Chirac, because I'm from Brooklyn and Harlem.
Yeah.
In the old era, y'all smell like them OG, true form warrior, RBG, or Black Power brothers and sisters. So I want to show my respect real quick because I know how hard y'all job is.
Oh yeah.
And dangerous.
Respect, man. Gratitude.
Dangerous, and we need more men. There's not a lot of men ready to stand up for that job or sisters. So just salute to y'all for even having the heart to even demonstrate yourself like that. That's powerful.
Respect, man. Gratitude, bro. I mean, we all, playing different positions out here. Like Chicago might be a little more turned up than other places, but we all, still in the same conditions, still facing that same danger. You know what I mean?
It's everywhere.
Yep, it's everywhere.
Oh, what made y'all create New Era Chicago?
So actually, Detroit is the original chapter, and I know New Era Chicago is the second chapter in the nation. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't around when New Era Chicago first started in 2016, but I know they were just following the blueprint of, taking care of the community ourselves. It's our responsibility. And the thing that attracted me to it once I got in tune with them was how active they were. You know what I mean? Right. I seen them shutting down a gas station, in my hood, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. You know what I mean? So, I just love that we're not reactionary. We go out there, we do our programs, we do everything. We're not waiting on, oh man, something happened today, man. Let's go outside, y'all. Or something happened, let's go do this. Like, yeah, we trying to get programs, and definitely like lately we've been doing a lot of programs with the youth.
Yeah.
We still got our chapter programs for of all ages, you know what I'm saying? But that's for the adults, but we definitely been going hard after the youth this last year, man. And started a whole different program, NECU. So yeah, that's really, as we know, that's where it's at, man. We gotta get the babies going, man. We gotta protect them, teach them, you know what I'm saying? Because they up next, you know.
And that's who the cracker attacking right now anyway. All this new age information, all the gay stuff and all of this, they attacking the youth. They not even shooting at us. They need the youth to have this in their mind.
Yep.
And we gotta block it. We gotta get in the way.
And that's why it's kind of been on cruise control, bro. Like as far as how white terrorism been working, you know what I mean? Because they got the youth. As soon as they come out, they program them. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can sit back and let them, all right, follow this plan of destruction. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got to get to these babies before they get to them. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. We won't be nowhere around when it really start to flip for us. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta plant these seeds right now.
Right. Where you from at home, man? What neighborhood community?
I'm in North Lawndale.
Oh, you from the west side.
Oh yeah, I'm West Side.
Yeah, I used to mess around on the west side off of Laramie and Lake, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I used to mess around over there in the Ville, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Met my baby mama over there, you know, the projects over there.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I had some
down, man. Yeah, you know, I'm from Inglewood, man.
Yeah, you know, that's home turf for us. We be
slash low ends, man.
Yeah.
How to beware projects.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I be back and forth between the west side and then and Maywood. You know what I mean? But right now I'm out back out west, so.
Okay, yeah, that's tight.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, man, I know about the village though, man.
Oh yeah, well, I almost got jumped all over there.
Yeah, man. I got some partners that was from over there, man.
Real, yeah, up under the buildings, man. He almost jumped me up under the buildings, man. My baby mama had said, "No, don't mess with him."
Mm-hmm.
With them triple L's, them
bleeders.
Yeah, they almost got me, man.
Yep. You know how the shy is, man. And that's what kind of turned it crazy though with the shy. It's so many, like, I guess it's like everywhere, you know, as far as like the gang banging, but it's like when all these different sets start popping up within the game, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's when it went really crazy. That's when it turned into shy rap.
Yeah, and I like my, you know, it used to be like neighborhood, man. When I went home, man, there's somebody over there. I'm like, what the hell is this? Then it's kids, man.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about it. It's kids, man.
Yep. No laws, no rules, no street codes, no nothing. Just man, yeah. That's what
it was all by design, though. That was all by design.
And they real young. This is crazy. They be 11 and 12 now.
Right.
They're not even waiting to grow up a little. We ain't even jump off the porch at 11. It was like 16, 17.
Right.
They jumping off at 11.
They got ops before they even, you know what I'm saying? Hit puberty. They got ops, man. So
that's sad, man. And it's us, our kids, man. You know.
The internet is the culprit, man. I know they make the internet seem like we all need it, but the devil walking right through the internet. All these portals, all this negative. The white whole system is just dancing right through the internet, just hitting everybody, just popping up.
Right.
So I think black people need to boycott the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You see, like, of course, like in certain countries, they won't even let like certain algorithms, you know what I'm saying, be shown in their country. You know what I mean? Like in China, you know what I'm saying? They got a whole different, you know what I'm saying, platform than what we see. You know what I mean? So they know exactly what they feeding us. You know what I'm saying? They feeding us that nonsense.
Shit, China invented TikTok to do more than spy on Americans. It's to help the garbage get spread.
Right.
So they got us in a systematic oppression that feel good, look good, and make you want to be a part of it. This is worse than slavery, I think.
Yeah.
If you maybe we can analyze that on another show. Peace to the queens in the building.
He finally figured it out.
How y'all sisters doing?
We blessed.
That's good. Good to see y'all.
Introduce yourselves real quick, please.
So Oya Music,
Mhm.
New Era Chicago, obviously, but I go by Oya Music. OYAMUUZIC.
Nice.
All black every name.
That's right.
Peace family, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace, it's Sister Erica, New Era Chicago. How y'all feeling?
Be good, sister. Be good.
Blessed to have y'all on. Blessed to have y'all on.
One of the things while I was trying to get my camera situation together, I just wanted to interject as it related to the Chirac. So I'm one of those people that I'm kind of like, I cringe at it because I feel like that gets a lot of shine, as if, you know, we're ducking bullets on a regular basis out here. There are a lot of dope people. We've got a lot of elders out here, like the work that's being done in the city to try and create positive change. New Era, of course, is one of the groups. You have some other people that are working, but I kind of feel like one of the reasons why that went as global as it did has something to do with the gentrification.
Right.
Because I live in one of those areas where, you know, I've seen on the news where it's like, oh, you know, X amount of people. And I'm like, I've heard shots before, but I didn't hear any of that over here. So I think that a part of it is meant to drive down property values, especially over here near the lakefront, right? They're trying to buy up this property. They're renovating left and right. They're building coffee shops. Like, we're not big on Starbucks, you know what I mean? But they're popping up. And so I feel like a lot of people from up north are trying to come back into this space. And so if we age old trick, drive the property down, scare some of the current residents out of the area, other folks come in, buy it up. And then before you know it, maybe in about another 5 years, you'll hear about how Chicago is, you know, a blossoming metropolis with great lakefront views and all of this other crap. So I just want us as a people to kind of be mindful of that and call them out on their crap. I want to cuss. Can I cuss?
Yeah, this the Rebels Roundtable.
Call them out on their bullshit, like straight up. Like, we got to call them out on their bullshit because a lot of it is, and it's age old tricks. They just recycle them on us. And if we aren't cognizant and aware of what they're doing and what's happening, then we'll fall for it every time.
Yeah, because you know, I moved down here. I'm from the crib too. I moved down from Inglewood / Low End.
Inglewood.
That's right. You already know. 67 to Laughing, West Inglewood. Hey, but you know, they was tearing down them projects right before I moved down here. So I think Chicago was one of the first cities that went through gentrification.
We're consistently being gentrified.
Yeah, I see. Because when last time I've been home, I think it was last year. I was like on 43rd in Michigan. Man, that shit changed. I'm like, what the hell? I seen white people and shit.
Yoga pants.
I ain't never seen no white people on the low end.
You saw yoga pants and big dogs.
Hell yeah.
And bicycles. Child, they be over here. I'm like, who are these people? Yeah.
I see.
Traffic is slowing down. It's like, that's not how we drive over here. Like, this is not your area. But they coming in.
That's exactly what they do. They did that to Brooklyn, and you was right. It's a 5-year window because they took Brooklyn in 5 years.
Yeah.
Y'all all are right. You see the dogs, once you see the bike lane,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. It starts.
We actually have he's not a politician. He's just a rich ass white man that actually paid the city. I believe it was $10 million. Don't quote me, but it was some millions to even create those bike lanes in the quote unquote Hyde Park area. And that was just to, you know, make it look like it's supposed to, or how they envision it to be. That 5-year plan though, King, it's been moving, I would say, longer than that in Chicago.
Yeah.
the project's been gone longer than 5 years, you know, and I don't know. I ain't gonna change the subject, but yeah, it's been longer than 5 years here in Chicago. But it's sad that that's all they give us to just, you know, change our whole shit around.
But you own topic, sis, though, because 5 years, like New Era has a saying, one community at a time, right? And so we move through one community at a time, and that's what they do, one
Yeah.
community at a time. So it started over there in the projects, and they gave you housing and moved you out into the suburbs, and folks felt like, oh, we coming up, but it's like they're pushing you out into certain areas and coming in, and now the lakefront is the spot. I can't tell you time. I'm like, oh, so now you're fixing the roads, right? We've been riding through here tearing up our tires and so forth, and been asking for it, and now you care. So
Did the Arab fix his store up for them? Because we saw the Arab all of a sudden fix his windows. His you know, all his meat is real now. Aesthetics in the store, no cat on the bread.
He still ain't real.
You can see the little imprints of them coming, and it's so disrespectful because they let us sit in that garbage all the time, and we don't complain.
Yeah.
So we'll shoot the cat off the bread and then grab the bread. So Ock don't even respect us like that.
But the sad part, what I'm seeing is like, who do you complain to? Because if we aren't raising up our own politicians, you know, we just got some buck dancing Billy in there, you know, taking the cut off top and just, you know, letting them have their way with the people after they voted them in. You know, so at this point, it's just like, damn, who can you really trust if you have not groomed your own politicians to do what they need to do? You know, a lot of the stuff that's happening in these other states, you know, I was just talking to Brother Eric earlier, how, you know, it just, this water situation, even in Jackson, you know, everybody is rushing to aid, and rightfully so. But at the same time, here in Illinois, we've got 5 Black-owned townships in Illinois alone. They're dealing with a water crisis as well. So it's just like, damn, we'll be damned if we go to Mississippi, or we'll be damned if we don't. But then we have to take care of our own backyard as well. And so, you know, you have all these jacklegs, GoFundMe links, and send money here and donate here. You know, that's one of our problems as Black people. You know, we have trust issues, and opposed to, you know, us nipping that in the bud, you know, we keep getting taken, you know, and it's even by our own people. You know, it's damn near like we training the white people how to do what they doing to us, because we got, you know, Buck Dancing Billy like, yeah, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we had a war from all fronts, and like, it's really leaving me baffled, because it's just like, I'm only one person. New Era is only one organization. And we striving to get it right, you know, but the mind is a beautiful thing, but, you know, that's where they're attacking us from, you know. And at this point, you know, we can't train these adults. We can't get the minds back of these adults. You know, it's just like the youth is most important at this point, because we're going to have to train them up to be the doctors and the scientists and the mathematicians and the map makers and the, you know what I'm saying, just the all over way creators. So, you know, it's just like, man, time's out. You know, today of all days is just a really distractive type of day. You got this evil ass lady that then died 5 times.
Yeah. Fuck Queen Elizabeth.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wicked Witch
Man,
is dead.
Straight up.
Wicked Witch is dead.
I guess this it for. And then you got, you
She
know,
couldn't get no more hearts.
You know what I'm saying? You got the 2 shooters last week in Detroit, you know, the mass, quote unquote, mass shooter. You got the other one in Memphis. Then in Memphis, you got a whole 2 freight trucks with over 800,000 of Nike gear. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot set up in the world right now to be distracted from. And nobody about water. So that can happen in any one of our cities at this point. You know, where we getting a whole valve just clipped, like, no, you know, we got to do this, we got to do that. And it's all politics. And it's just, you know, I just think right now, man, we just need to stay focused and come up with ways to damn near go underground to get this shit right.
Right. Are
We
y'all
still haven't dealt with Flint.
Right.
Are y'all familiar with Sonia Harper?
I'm familiar with her.
Yeah, that's my cousin, my little cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so many different I've seen the youth out there doing the damn thing for Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I hang out with, you know, a bunch of, you know, Black politicians and whatnot that have like their own radio show. Shout out to Mace Jackson them at What's in It for the Black People Media. And, you know, it's just, it's kind of like, you know, you want to do a lot, you know what I'm saying? But the waves is just, you know, it gets bigger and bigger. And even the necessity of water has become a politic type of issue. It's not even about what it's about. You know, you got everybody going down. We got 50 trucks going down there. Is it going to the people though? You know what I'm saying? It's the 83% Black city. And, you know, somewhere down the line, we all got people from Mississippi. So, you know, and then just the history on that, you know, we had a lot of people migrate from there. So, you know, in marketing, it will look good for us to double back and be like, hey, let's go back, you know, take care of our people and take some water. But then you got these jacklegs like, yeah, let's take some pictures and do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just getting worn thin. So,
That's
you know,
just like in Flint when all of that water was donated and they found thousands of gallons in a warehouse just tucked off to the side. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because a lot, like the intention is what it is, and the problem is that they are way more organized than we are. Like we are fighting a battle of just making people aware, and it's difficult, sis, because like you said, you know, it's difficult to get the minds of the adults because y'all wrapped up in the Tiffany Haddish and all of these other things that are happening, and the youth are trying to do things, but you can't really get to too many of them without going through their parents. And so there's this tug of war, and that's one of the things that I struggle with. And I often feel like, you know what, in my mind, I feel like we gonna come together, we gonna unify. But honestly, if it's a group of 10 of us that can like put something together and be, you know, the masterminds of the plan, and then all you need is, but we have to have a way to be able to feed those that soldier for us. We have to be able, so economically, you know, where do we stand? There's so many different, like we're so far behind the 8 ball. And then I also struggle with having the conversation publicly so where it can be easily, you know, accessible. So yeah, we got a lot.
yeah. And not just to mention that, you know what I'm saying? Our youth are dealing with so much, you know,
Yeah.
I've just come to the simple fact of accepting that something is wrong, something has happened. And it's not just COVID, you know what I'm saying? Them kids, the youth being at home that way and separated like that, it's made them want to be. They don't want to be outside, you know, for the most part. And that's not African, you know.
Right.
We not in the house type of people like that, you know. We're not secluded like that. We're family oriented, you know. We're people of the sun, so we thrive
Absolutely.
off of the energy of others around us. And it's just like now, you know, like my son, he's 18, and it's just like all they want to do is just like I just do it from home, you know what I'm saying? It's just like going out into the rest of the world. It has created such let me see,
Disconnect.
a disconnect, you know, definitely a disconnect. But one thing for sure that I've seen in talking to a lot of his friends, man, they're sharp as hell, you know what I'm saying? They just don't have the patience for us. It's like we not from earth to them, you know what I'm saying?
And rightfully so.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I get it, but at the same time, it's just like when you come talking about how the world not gonna, you know, be nice to you and be understanding of you, they like, man, you know, it's whatever, you know, and it's a hurtful thing to hear because it's not that they've given up, but they like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, it's somewhat defeated, but at the same time, they have such a fire about them that just needs to be directed and placed in the right directions. You know what I mean? And it's just so much that we need to be doing. And I just found myself sometimes staying up late at night, just doodling, trying to figure out just different ways to, you know, make myself not so antsy and trying to dive in and help with all of this and all of that, but also maintain my home as well. So that I can, you know, not just go off of fumes and give it to the people. So, man, we stretched, y'all. We stretched, and I just appreciate this bill. you know, with everybody. Like real talk, we need it. And this is how we gonna figure it out. You know, more meetings like this.
Right, right.
Specifically, the water crisis. This is my question.
Mhm.
Excuse me. What is it? Is it the lack of water? Is it the poison in the water?
So
What is actually?
um, in a suburb called Dixmoor, it's basically like their administration has changed, right? So what they're quote unquote saying is they need to have an audit of the previous administration. But ultimately, what's happening also throughout the city of Illinois, different cities are being rerouted to where their source of water is coming from. Some is coming from close by Indiana, some is coming from Chicago in itself, some is coming from another Crestwood, you know, just like the neighboring suburbs, but these aren't really big suburbs. So then you have to worry about it being contaminated. You know, so a lot of them has been under boil restrictions. You know what I'm saying? By the time it's at boil restriction, you already know you should not be showering with that water. You shouldn't be brushing your teeth with that water. You know what I mean? So it's all political, and they're saying like it's gonna be like, I believe, 20 million something dollars to rectify the situation. But you know, it's just like, you know, that's just the BS that they want us to believe. But in the meantime,
Right,
I'm
right.
pretty sure it's newborn babies, it's pregnant women, it's children, you know, and water,
Elders.
yeah, water is just not seen as a human right anymore.
Yeah, they're using it as a weapon.
Exactly.
Water
Because
is
the
one of
water,
the things that could start a world war. You know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Just to create the fear, but also flex the control level. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, at what point, you know, and Black people, of course, aren't being, we're the last to be thought of unless we're thinking about each other. But then now we got these damn uh Ecuadorians, Colombians, and
yeah,
Venezuelans being bused to Chicago. We ain't got no damn room. We already fighting for the ground we got now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coming over here undocumented. We don't know what y'all got, what type of criminal record. You know what I mean? You don't have to speak English to commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, what's the math behind that shit? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if you touch them, is that gonna be seen as a federal crime? Like, you know, you never know what's in the bag for these people, but the politicians know, and somebody getting their elbows and knuckles greased.
But with that water crisis, you know, it's a crisis for us, like our community, but we know for the nation, it's not a crisis, right? For the country.
Mm-hmm.
They could snap their fingers and drop them millions and everything would be fixed. How many billions have they sent over to Ukraine already? You know what I mean?
exactly.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And I also look at a lot of things like they like to see how we react to stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's take this away from them. Let's see how they act. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? Let's test them. And just the water, of course, even with COVID, a lot of things they like to see how we gonna react. You know what I mean? And right now, I would say, like, as a community, we are failing. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't provide us with something, it's chaos for us. You know what I mean? And that's what we got to get to. And a big part of that we talking about, even just with the community stores, is ownership.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't
For
have
sure.
a lot of the same problems if we owned it. We wouldn't have to worry about what the Arab doing and not doing if we owned it, you know? And we always miss that. We miss that part. Like, we get the bag and we leave. You know what I'm saying? The people who do get the bag, you know what I mean? They get their money, boom, they don't reinvest, you know what I'm saying? Where you from, where you live, buy this, buy that, and then hire our own on
Yeah.
top of it, after we own it, you know? So we be missing that major step of ownership. We, even our successful people, get the bag and then that's it. You know what I mean? And focus on material things.
I really think that they're in awe of us the way that we can manage through what they consider the worst of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we ain't got no food, we're gonna figure that shit out. We're gonna go in y'all
Right.
stores and get that shit. But
Right.
you know,
Right.
it's what it is. That's what it's gonna be. And then how they have like they have it, whereas for these undocumented people coming through because of the PPP loan, I think it's 6,000 families that are going to lose their housing objectives because they admitted to having a building under government funding. Like, isn't that should be illegal? And you know what I've come to hear, or what I haven't looked it up for myself, but what I've heard is that is a, you know, it's a violation of, I think, the Fourth Amendment right. I believe they said it is, that you can't not have a job. I mean, you know, a business, but you know, all is to be reported. Cool. But then at the same time, you got people that's homeless. How do y'all just skip over the people that's already been here to bring housing? Y'all gonna give these people money every month. Like, where's this money coming from? Now everybody is talking about, oh, you know, our new neighbors. Those not my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? They my enemies just like y'all are. So, you know, it's just gonna be us pulling out of straws in the hat in a second, because at the end of the day, you know, it's gonna be us against everybody. That's how it's always gonna be. They'll use us to vote in numbers and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, when we hungry, we gotta feed each other. And that's just what it's been. And that's what I'm just hoping that everybody finally understand. You know, we don't have no friends in this shit. We
But
really don't.
we losing that voting power too. It's shrinking.
Yeah. With them closing all the polls and
Absolutely. Yeah.
crazy.
That's part of their game. You know what I mean? Yeah, that voting power is shrinking and shrinking.
And with them closing those voting polls, you know, elders are the ones that go in and vote. They ain't with all that mail-in online shit. That. So if they ain't got no place to go vote, how you want them to vote? Because those are the ones that's definitely voting.
Yeah.
You just touched on why they bring in the immigrant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They need them numbers.
They replace us with their vote.
Yeah.
So anybody new to the white man system is gonna kind of be on his team. You know, it look like America helping you.
Yeah.
But America,
whoever feeding you.
So it try to discord everybody one by one, just like the neighborhoods. I love you guys. New Era, Chicago, y'all. I love these guys. What I was gonna ask you, yo, Black Power Banger, peace to the God.
What's up, Black Power Bang?
Obasi, peace.
Peace, brothers, sisters, peace.
Peace, King.
What's up, God?
Peace, bro.
But he might have had something to say.
Hey, yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, when it comes to them letting these immigrants in, right, or people from other countries, they are doing it to water it down. Another thing they trying to do is they try to me, if you ask me, I think they trying to lower the rate of pay that they have to pay the population, because they got people that work for less pay, and eventually it's gonna level out. Then they'll be able to compete with China. Another thing when it comes to it, I think that worst enemy U.S. is going to have is Mexico. Mexico is the war between the U.S. and Mexico is going to be crazy, and we just pretty much need to stay out of it. Like just like ants, when ants go and get their food, they go back to one place. Our problem is we go back to too many different places. We have to organize amongst ourselves to start coming back to one place and being one people again. So I think that that's where our fight should be. You know what I mean? We fighting for us. So personally, what I do, I fight a war for black against black to get black back black. Just fight to be us. Everything else, go bite them in the ass.
That's one of the things that I notice, and I'm always sometimes it irritates people, but I'm always on the optimistic side of things. I really feel like what Brother EJ was saying before about like just the way we watch them, they watch us. Like I honestly feel like we're the biggest threat because, like Sis said, we are resilient. Like we always find a way to come back. Like no matter what you've thrown. And so while there is a mess of bullshit on social media, what I do notice is there are a lot of us who are coming back to ourselves and we are looking to grow our own food. We are trying to find ways to filter our water and to cleanse our water. We're checking back into the herbs. We're tapping back into the earth. And that's where our power lies. Once we connect to us, which is earth, what the fuck, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? And so the fear is let's shut the water off. They've already modified the foods in every which way they can do it. You know, they're pulling out every trick. And so again, it may not because, you know, I'm not gonna argue with folks Harriet Tubman with a shot. I do believe that there may be, you know, some that we are going to have to part ways with. That's, you know, what I'm trying to say.
Hell yeah.
But At the same time, there will be others that will be able to connect with to carry this thing on to where it's supposed to be. So I definitely think that it's not all lost, but if we don't like really dive in and get to it, you know what I mean? Because we could groom politicians, but we don't have any ready right now. So what we gonna do in the meantime? Because like my son is into it, but he's 14. So there's got to be some time. And not just that, we can groom politicians, but who is the army that is going to protect them? We need to be training soldiers. Like we have a lot of work to do. And so in the meantime, in between time, like what are our strategies? What can we do? But make no mistake, they're worried and they should be because we are who we are.
I think
Ahead,
I think that how we should look at it, because we keep using, and the sister brought it up a little while back, we keep using the word connection. And that's what we have to understand, because children are raised and bred in systems.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it's the school system, no matter what kind of system, we're always talking about systems. So when we're looking at our connectedness, because that is the greatest threat. This is why, when we had COVID, they began to separate us. We began to do all these meetings. We stopped meeting. So my thing is, we have to learn how do we relate to each other. Because we could talk about every other culture that's coming in, but the thing that they're coming in with their culture intact.
Mm-hmm.
We're still scrambled. We're still trying to find, we got people over here saying, we ain't African. I'm from here. I'm not from here. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And no disrespect to none of these ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
But we have too many ideologies and not solutions. So we understand the socialization process. Okay. I always say we can't afford to overlook anything. We can't afford to overlook the social media, because we understand, as Mom Frances Cress Welsing said, and this is another area of people activity. So how is it that our children are relating to these to the internet? What is it that they're seeing? Are they seeing us as brothers? Like the sister, I think one of the sisters mentioned, the Aries Spears. Yeah, these are distractions, but how are we relating to the distractions? Are we saying, oh, it doesn't matter? Oh, because we are, as Africans, we are child-centered people. So when somebody runs afoul to our children, we can't afford to look at it like, oh, it's just an isolated incident. No, this is a violation. This is a generation that they have just destroyed. These children will never be the same. So I think to bring it back and close it out, it's like how we have to really figure out, like you said, I forget which one of you, but you said 10 of us. I totally agree. Because if we get 75, we're gonna have 73 issues.
Yeah. Fact.
You know what I'm saying? But the smaller we keep it manageable. Because okay, look, we might disagree, sister, but the way you're related to me, I'll be like, you know what? I never thought about it like that, because we got to understand our sisters are, y'all are the straight, y'all are the real solution. Y'all are the ones that really, bring that, make us think about the little nitpick things that sometimes I'll overlook.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to stop. We also have to stop this battle of the sexes that we're going through. I watch so many Negroes on the internet all day. Just sit there. Well, you know what I think, and they are the
They
most.
just go ahead and let Kevin Samuels rest wherever.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels, moist.
Man.
Moist boy.
Some of them, I believe, are agents. Like, we know that ain't foreign to us.
Right.
Because there are some individuals, and I'm not ever gonna say no names, because I love my people enough to where I ain't gonna do you like that. If it was private, I'll point them out to y'all. But but like all day, And Sister Erica is like, I unfollow motherfuckers left and right. Like, I ain't gonna do it. And I'm one of them people that's like, well, I
Yeah.
just want to see because I might be able, and that's where we balance. But this brother, all the first thing in the morning, you know what the problem with black women, you know what the problem, and I'm like, bro, nothing that you're saying is solution based. It's very much antagonistic. It's
Mhm.
very much as if we aren't people, as if we, and I'm not saying sisters don't have to be, we all got issues on all sides. And we all need to figure it out. What we don't need to do is be beating each other up about it. And we need to understand what the root of it is: the molestation, the sexual abuse, the being diagnosed with something when wasn't nothing wrong with you, but you needed somebody to talk to, or you saw some things that bothered you as it would anybody else. And so, like, there's so many different things that we need to deal with. And instead, we sit in our own flesh and we decide, that, well, this is the problem. And I got, and it's like, nah. So I honestly, to my point, I really do believe that some of these folks are agents
Right.
that are sent on social media to keep up dissension for those who are weak-minded.
Yeah. No, go ahead, sis. I was just agreeing.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. And it's just a lot of age adult people. And I say age adult because the law says that you're an adult, but you're still looking at same space wherever you were hurt, that's where you are. And so we're looking at, a lot of, brothers, and I'm not gonna be down on my brothers because I love my brothers, but them niggas I don't like. So just being in all honesty, you can't heal a sister by hurting her. Just like the sisters, you can't, just condemn a man because of what you experienced. You know what I mean? There's a reason behind all of this madness, and I think a lot of them are, resting in rest havens where they don't have to stand up and change part of themselves. They're finding the like-minded of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to blame the woman, and you know what I'm saying? TikTok a little bit more lenient. So what you can't say on Facebook, I definitely take it to TikTok, and I just what I feel like. That's why I unfollow. That way I ain't got to show out and, just go tick for tat. Not that I even had the energy to, but sometimes I wake up and I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Black man, that ain't what I need you to say to me right now. I need you to tell me that we going to be straight out here if the water get cut off. I don't need you on here. Another for somebody that got bread that ain't thinking about neither one of our ass doing. Like, why does that concern you? You know what I'm saying? Throwing these pissy little episodes and issues out for us to just break down and constantly disconnect when it's just like, man, at the end of the day, bro, you all I got. So
that's right.
That's it.
That's real right there.
Yeah, black man, me and your children need you. You know what I'm saying? The same as I. We at the end of the day, we all going through the same shit, and we just balance naturally because that's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Children of the sun, I don't care what you call yourself. You were melanated. If you don't like to be called black, you were melanated before you was anything. You know what I mean? A lot of us are UNIA members, and it said that what you are being melanated was decided before your sex, before you a man or female. Your melanation was definitely.
You knew you was black.
So we find all these little fickle things to argue about, and we out of this and we out of that. We all getting our ass whooped. Our women are getting raped and murdered. Our children being miseducated and kidnapped and dying the same way. Our elders are being mistreated, and we all in charge of that. So
our brothers are being assassinated.
Yeah, we all know it, and the cycle continues to whereas we're always going to be pitted to be the last, but at the end of the day, the strongest that will survive are going to be first.
Hey, can I give a shout out? I want to give a shout out to the people in the feed, man. I'm gonna say Black Power to Sister Nandy. She always listen to the show. We love you, sister. Give a shout out to Nubian Patar. Give a shout out to Mike Marvel. Give a shout out to Buddha Pond One. Peace and Black Power.
Black Power family.
Black Power family.
Black Power, salute.
Let me ask y'all a question. What does the gay agenda look like in Chicago?
Shit, they got their own part. They got their own political party.
They got a whole lot of power, just like all over the country.
What I will say though is they still don't include us because the black ones, and that's where for me it's race first. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they talk about LGBT and gay rights, they talking about white men, white trans men. They barely give a shit about their own women. We see how they treat them. Like, we know what that is. So even as it relates to, you know, it's a struggle all the way around. It's still discombobulated and disjointed. And when they try to, like you say, they got their own political party, can't none of the black ones go in there and be like, oh well, I was assaulted or I was, they're not gonna get the same treatment.
Facts.
They're not.
Those
So,
murders go unsolved.
yeah.
And it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. So you still a nigga, according to their system.
One thing I had to add, y'all, and I'm dead ass serious about this, is my opinion. But it's funny to me how they will now determine that Mexicans, Venezuelans, Colombians, and all of the such are okay now to come over here. You know, with white people, white women being the lowest to give birth. It is documented that white women cannot mate with their men. White women can mate with everybody else and have children except her white man. And so when we talk about, you know, they talk about white power and all this and all that, you know, they can't brown us down and this and so forth. They'll rather their child to be everything except black. And that's fine with me, because we're looking at all of these different new diseases and new different ailments. And, you know, we're looking at all this different stuff. Y'all giving people fake food and you coming up with these fake medical issues. But if you pay attention to the children are being affected. So like, what do y'all want to happen once y'all continue poisoning, you know, the children and y'all trying to force men to have babies and, you know, it just doesn't work. So, you know, at the end of the day, this goes
Depopulation. As the depopulation, they try to get rid of a certain number of folks, but we don't die.
That's pretty much what we're looking at. They can't just kill us off. And so, you know, with this thing, with these young black brothers going out with these mass shootings, you know, that ain't no doggone incident. That ain't no coincidence. That's something that's systematically set up, and it's an experiment. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how it's gonna go about. But you know, just that's just something to think about. These white women cannot give birth to their white men. They can't have a baby. So they'll bring forth these other people for them to mate with and have, you know, their brown or mixed children. As long as you ain't black, you can be whatever else. But we need our white women to have children. So that's just something for me that I think that we should consider as well behind the reason. But, you know, as far as what we're going to do about it, man, grab our babies and keep going.
Right.
And you said,
go ahead. You know, I kind of want to add on, and then you can get it, bro. To what the sister was saying about the transgenders or the having babies now. Well, we know that we're in a Eurocentric or European society, and from the start, we've never hated our women. It's always been the white man that couldn't stand his woman, and his woman obsolete. So we still on that frequency. So now, in my opinion, because the new way to come out the closet is to say, I'm attracted to trans women, whatever that is. But it's also to make the woman obsolete. It's also to say, hey, we don't even need the woman no more because we're doctoring. Now we got dudes that we're trying to make give birth. And we have to look at like the plan and the strategy for what it is and what they're really trying to do down the line with the youth to make the youth not even say, hey, you know, you can be cisgender, whatever that is again. You know, you don't have to pick. You know, you can't. You know, to get a prominent Atlanta rapper like Jeezy to not only date outside his race with that old ugly Asian or whatever she is, but to also on the other end and say we're gonna let our baby name themselves. Our baby is gender neutral. What the hell is gender neutral? This is not our turn.
That's what Jeezy did.
Yeah.
They decide, I know he was married to I'm sorry to interrupt so quickly.
No, you're good, dog.
Yeah. I knew he was married to the little Asian girl and they had a child. So now they're saying that they're gonna let they child be gender neutral.
They're cisgender. They say cisgender or non-binary, all these old confusing terms.
Dwayne Wade.
They go, man, you know what, man?
The damn
one way or another, they gonna make you pay. Hollywood gonna make you pay for your success. It might not be you. You may have to sacrifice your children on that altar. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, that's what Dwayne Wade did. He sacrificed his son.
That's what Dwayne. Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on.
Sacrifice his son.
How does he go from? How does this dude go from? Not that necessarily has any bearing on it, but how does he go from this trap street dude or whatever to all the way to the other spectrum to the point that you feel like you went from one extreme, now you so whatever, now you so open-minded to the point that you will become an airhead that now you deciding this shit about you gonna let your child decide what.
But let me ask you this, brother. Could you ask that question? Which one of those was good for us anyway?
Which one?
Neither one.
Neither one. So what we have to, as a people, we gotta accept that he was already outside of our jurisdiction. So once he was talking about trapping and serving drugs to our people, and pretty much that's what I was gonna get to. Now that we got to the trap, because we don't have an answer for the crack baby. I'm gonna get back to that though. But we have to realize where our jurisdiction is and stay within that. Any black man that's not willing to live, kill, die for a black woman and child is outside of my jurisdiction. The police lay his ass down, he's outside my jurisdiction. He ain't with a black woman, he's outside my jurisdiction. I don't care what happens to him.
Any man that is not willing to lay his life down for the black woman and child is outside of our jurisdiction. I like that, bro.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk. And we really gotta think about it too. The power of melanin. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I said all the time, you know, since my recent studies or whatever, without us, there is no science. Every science is the study of melanin. Every science.
All right.
Based on the foundation. Now, if you go on the north side of Chicago, you'll see a lot of gay men with adopted black babies. That pisses me off to no end. Like, you know, go get your own kids and confuse them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no interest in that. You know what I'm saying? But then we have to also, when we're talking about accountability, I was just talking to this brother that's been doing it. He's from Gary, Indiana, but he's been constantly saying how we have to hold these record labels accountable and strive for, you know, our children on their way to school at 6 o'clock in the morning, listening to 5 ratchet ass songs at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it sets a tone for that day, whether it's good or bad, whatever they coming home from, standing on the bus stop thinking about last night, they didn't eat last night, whatever the case may be. You know, all of this stuff is driving towards, you know, entertainment being not being able to be identified as entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's a mop, is what the kids aspire to be and do. You know what I'm saying? All of these ass plants and stuff like that is not our shit, y'all. Like, let these people have it. It's all a system. But how then do we have to get back into the schools. We have to get back into the schools and let the kids know, like, man, this ain't what it is. And a lot of this music, what's the dude name? Ride Wave or some shit. It's so low vibrational. Like, damn, bro, you don't never have nothing good happen to you. None, all your songs.
It's just like Mary J. Blige ass.
My best friend, my girl, died, and you know what I'm saying? It's just
You
very.
talking about Roddy Rich?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all of them.
But it's just so, you know what I'm saying? It's just sad, and the youth can relate to it because that's who's dying out here. But at the same time, goddamn, bro, do son ever come out? You don't have nothing else to say. Like, man, it's just, you know, and that's the same. That's one of the 5 songs that come on the radio, or it's the same thing that's being streamed, you know, through music and whatever else these kids got in these earbuds going on. And it's just like, man, they tap out, and they, even if they relate to it or not, they're going to find a way to relate to it because that's what's selling at the moment. That's what's trending.
Yo, I'm weak on that. That is funny though, but the others understand just like Mary J. Blige, and that's true. Like all these downtrodden songs.
Yeah, like I said it before. Like, does she? Like, you ain't never met a good dude, sis. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never met it. Like, it's all very much, and I understand stuff happens, but like, come on, baby. And the difficulty is, like, you know, with they know, they've studied us in such a way. They've studied us, and a lot of us haven't taken the time to study ourselves. So they know we're driven by the beat. You put it's been some stuff that I didn't listen to that I secretly, you know, when my kids ain't in the car, I'll be like, that shit go hard though. You know what I'm saying? Because of the beat, you know what I mean? And when you have the youth that, you know, it's different when they're the children in our homes. We can control that space. My son is Stevie Wonder, Miles Davis. My girl, they listen to what I listen to. But what about these babies that don't have that? You know what I mean? They're gonna, and so my concern, what bothers me is how do we, and I'm asking the question, how do we get a handle of those babies who have been forgotten? You in the household with some adults, but they're not guiding them, and they're not like, how do you get them to understand that half of these rappers that's talking that shit, they fake as hell too.
Gimmicks.
Like that bro ain't been in a shootout. He don't know nothing about a robbery. He talking because it sound cute, and he been paid by them Jews to come out here and say something to grab you. So how do you get them to understand? Because like again, I don't have no money to give you. I don't have no. All I can give you is my wisdom and my love, baby. But they want to eat right now. So how do we combat that? What are y'all thoughts on that?
We need local hood superheroes. Right now, in our communities, we don't need the youth to look up to those who are in the industry. We need those to look up to those who are locally doing things and who are participating in the hood and making an impact. And a lot of kids do gravitate towards that. And for us, the music, we have to be louder than the music that they push, because the music is repetitious and it's teaching and it's transforming the kids, because it's hitting their lower chakras, and once it hit the lower chakra, it goes to the pituitary gland. Once it hit the pituitary gland, then you are easy to be controlled. But yeah, we need more local hood superheroes out here in the community, really, really becoming a local household brand, themselves.
I agree, bro. I think, because to kind of veg you back off of yours, I'm gonna go back to their place of activity. Stuff like what we're doing now. We need more of this. We need more wide circles that's spitting knowledge. We need for Black men to make it cool to love women and say, no, this ain't simping. This is family. We need to make that cool. Because I was talking.
He went out.
He went out. Rebel, see if he muted.
He good. He might have had his own problems.
Okay.
He gonna come right back.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
What
How would
do y'all? Oh, go ahead, brother.
How would that come back if we really we said uplifting stuff to each other? It wasn't where we was gonna try to go at. It wasn't where we gotta say, well, Black men need to get themselves together, but Black women, no, we need to sit in our own stuff and unpack our own stuff. We don't need to counter with our issue with pointing the finger over that one. What would happen if we just poured into each other for 2 weeks straight? How would they? Because we have to undo the socialization process, in a sense, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got a question real quick. Can y'all recognize the people within this generation, or even on this panel, that's going to be the big mama and big daddy of their family? Like, are we even creating big mamas and big daddies anymore?
I'm definitely prepared to be the big mama. I can't wait.
Go ahead, Ken.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
In my opinion, I think we all have our spaces. I'm gonna be I know who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be the auntie and the ancestor that just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Clean your shit up and cut it out. But I think one thing for sure, we gotta start making therapy of some sort. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make that shit normal. Shit. I mean, just because, they're sitting with a lot of pain. They're sitting with a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, and, their understanding reflects as such. They're smart. When I'm telling y'all, before COVID hit, we was going into these schools. These children know what's up. The youth know what's up. They know what's wrong. They know what they're not supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, when we leave that school and they leave that building, they got to go back to where they got that thought process from.
So that's real.
So We got to find somewhere for them to constantly commune and build and stay around the campfire. That's my suggestion.
And that's what I mean by the big mama, big daddy. Like, you know, that all the cousins congregated at their house. They was the anchor of the family, or even in a community. When children that had a broken home even came here and ate. Like, it's like we don't have those homes anymore. And we don't have that to where when they spoke, you listen. They created laws in our society. Where is that?
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know our neighbors anymore, man.
Yeah.
I think the other brother was trying to jump in.
Oh, the brother,
Eric.
Go ahead.
Yeah, family. You know, man, every time we have these type of discussions, it's somewhat disheartening, just a little bit, not to the degree that you're willing to quit, but it's just like it seems overwhelming. Because when you think about the problems that we face, and they are so what's the word? There's so many, they're so complex, so many different parts, you know, and you know, there are only twos and fews of us that it seems like are trying to fix it, you know. And at some point, you know, you have to come to the realization that that not everybody is gonna make it.
Everybody ain't gonna go.
As much as we would love for everyone to make it, not everybody is going to make it. But the honest and the responsibility automatically falls back on those of us who claim to get it, who claim to understand it. You know what I'm saying? For those of us who get it, who can look at this shit, analyze it, see what's wrong with it, we need to be steadfast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have got to be steadfast and unmovable, unshakable in our shit, you know, because we know what's required. Like, we don't have enough of us who get it in the first place. So those of us who do cannot be sidetracked by anything. You know, I was on a meeting with a brother, and he was talking about we're part of two different organizations, right? And we were talking specifically about the growth or lack thereof, or the falling off of members or whatever, which, you know, to me, it ain't a big deal. But he was like, man, well, you know, what do you think the issue is? Why is this and why is that and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, Garvey said it. He was like, our people suffer from an extreme case of pettiness. You know what I'm saying? And I had to tell him, I'm like, bro, the reason that I am still moving forward is because the mission hasn't changed. You know, I'm talking about within my own organization. We still feed people, maybe not as much as we would like to, you know, because we don't have the numbers. We still do community patrols. We still clothe our people. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason. So like, when I see, you know, the thing that bothers me the most is when I see petty, messy, undisciplined revolutionaries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, we the ones out here claiming that we get it or whatever, and then other people look at us and see the shit that we keep up, or we doing whatever. You know, it sets a bad example. It's like the church member who has kept his eyes on the pastor instead of necessarily the word, so to speak. You know, and so when you find out that the pastor really ain't on shit, he's stealing the money, he fucking the little girls in the church, he cheating with this little whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now this person is like, I knew this was some bullshit in the first place. You know, and so like I'm saying that just because like, man, when you look at our problems, bro, it can be discouraging. It is absolutely discouraging. But for those of us who claim to get it, we got to remain steadfast. we got to be mindful of the examples that we set. You know what I'm saying? It's the only, it is the only way. If those of us who claim to get it are so easily sidetracked, it ain't gonna be no hope, bro.
In order for us to be steadfast, we're gonna have an arm that'll punish people from basically going against things that's within our jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
We can punish within our jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
So once we decide what our jurisdiction is, we're gonna need an arm that's gonna be able to punish in it.
Without question.
I keep saying we need a sub basement.
Absolutely. And bro, you know, and part of that, I was talking to a brother, I can't remember exactly who, but I was saying that it was the other night, Erica, when we was talking to Maze. I was saying that, you know, in order to be able to do that, you have to have demonstrated the capacity to serve first. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, doling out punishment is going to be a form of service. It ain't going to be no shit I do with, you know, glee and happiness. It's ultimately, there's some shit that got to be done in the service of the people in the community. Right. But first, before you jump down in a space and start trying to lay down law, you have your record of service has got to be solid. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of us. I'm talking about the Black community, because oftentimes when people say, well, what can we do? What's the problem? How can we solve the problem? The idea of commitment and sacrifice never occurs to them. You are never going to have any validity in the community if the community don't see you, if the community don't know you. If you're not serving, you will never be able to interject yourself into these situations that's going to require where you'll have some validity and be able to maybe steer and direct if don't nobody know you. You know what I'm saying? Too many of us, and I'm not talking about any of us on what I'm just talking about as a community. Too often, like you don't hear or see anything from us until it's time to condemn, until it's time to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? But when there's a call for some commitment, when there's a call for some sacrifice, when there's a call for a lifelong commitment toward a mission, niggas be quiet. They don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's ultimately because they don't want to make the sacrifice, bro. And like, none of our difficult problems are going to be solved without us committing and making that sacrifice. And understand that the sacrifice is going to be lifelong. It's going to be lifelong. It ain't no 1 week, 2 weeks, couple days. This going to be some shit that you're going to have to die on, period. That's it.
Right.
I think one thing that we fail to do as a community, and those that we talk about that know what's up and those that don't, you know, we tend to pick and choose what is infectious to, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, the whole thing with R. Kelly, you know, we arguing and bickering. You still listen to him. It's like, for me, you know, if you listen to him or not, it is what it is. It doesn't change the fact that, you know, that motherfucker is a threat to our community. He's damaged some children. You know, who's gonna be held accountable? You gonna be held accountable. Because if you can still do what you're doing to it, it's gonna be several other R. Kellys. And that's, you know, something that was thrown out there to see again, to experiment with what level. This is something that we talked about. The Black community does not have a level. We don't have a level of disrespect. It's nothing that you can do to us that we feel disrespected. And it's just like time after time, let's do this, let's do that. See what they do, see what they say. You know what I'm saying? And it's always we pitting against each other. I ain't do this, I ain't do that. But you do, because you turn a blind eye when the shit happened to you. Your first line of defense is, y'all better get y'all kids. Them ain't y'all kids, them our kids.
Them our babies, yeah.
Because your kids got to mingle with those kids. And then what it's going to be? And ain't none of us going to be around. So you can equip your child, but is your child that's sheltered, you know, ready to go out there and fend for the world? My children, kind of, sort of. You know, but as a mother, I still worry, like, damn, man, you know, you ain't ready for all this, because I know what I seen. You know, I was a latchkey kid. I was taking the bus from the west side to the south side at 3rd grade. My kids never. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
and
right?
It's a different world. Hell no, he can't get on the bus right now. because Chicago gonna be flipped the fuck over if something happens. But I'm out there with that same energy when something happens to another somebody's baby. So we got to be solid, and we got to stand on one accord when it comes to who it is that is offending us and miseducating our children, whether it's through entertainment, whether it's their teachers. You know, we have to stand as a guard with them and understand them. First of all, a lot of these people with their fears with the youth, that's your fear is telling, because that's how you know your ass ain't did nothing towards the betterment of our youth. That's why it's easy for you to throw them to the police and call the police and put them in jail and all that goofy ass shit. They go to jail, you go to jail.
And it's you know what? It's not. This is my thing. Not to cut you off, sis. It's an understanding. If the enemy gets you, the enemy gets you. But I'm never calling the enemy. I don't give a fuck what's going on. And until we as a community get to a certain point, I just feel like it's certain shit we just gonna have to eat. I don't give a fuck how harsh it is, how gross it is, it's just until we get our communities to where they need to be, it's certain shit that the community gonna have to eat. So yeah, our children is knocking us over the head out in the street. They knocking over old women. They what's name, but that's on us because we ain't engineered the community the way the fuck it's supposed to. We keep being lazy, talking this shit. Bro, that's the worst shit ever. When I hear grown, able-bodied men, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to take into consideration how broken the community is and that we fucked up. But when I hear men specifically talking about call the police, bro, that shit, man, that shit bothers me.
Tell another man to come and be the man of our community.
It's like it never occurs to you. It never occurs to you that you may be that is your responsibility to do something, you know, and like I think what happens is when it comes to these issues of these difficult questions in our community, what do we do with these violent children? What do we do with, how do we educate our children? How do we feed ourselves? I think they have a conversation in their mind, and they may not say it, but once the mind starts turning this shit over, it's like, you know that it's going to be difficult. It is going to be extremely hard. And so you automatically withdraw. Because like when you think about how you're going to solve the issues of violence in the community, like, bro, I already know it's literally going to cost blood, sweat, and tears. Like some of us going to have to die. We're going to have to kill some of these little niggas. Now, and it's no way around that. But we don't want to ask those difficult questions. And rather than face that, we would just rather say, you know what, let the police deal with it. But see, the police, like I say, man, the police are not, people think that because police claim to
protect and serve.
Yeah, but because they claim that, you know, they chasing criminals, their whole objective is crime. They think the black community has made the mistake of thinking that our interests are aligned, but that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? We as a community, we are gonna have to decide. We're gonna have to decide what our goals are. What is our aspiration? And as a black child is born into this world, we need to start imparting in these children. Listen, your highest goal and your highest aspiration is the reclaiming, the repair, the restoration of your minds and your community. That is your highest goal. It don't matter what field you go into, your highest goal is to repair the damage done. And when you start looking at shit through that lens, you examine everything through that lens: education, job, police, family. You examine it all through that lens. Like, you see, a lot of this shit is faulty. So you know what I'm saying? When you think about the biggest problem in the black community ain't the criminals. It's the law-abiding citizens, bro. It's the motherfuckers who have separated themselves, who think that their only obligation to the community is to not be out, you know, selling dope, to not be out causing chaos or whatever. Bro, we under attack. Under attack. We are at war. You cannot just be the type of motherfucker that's just sitting back and you think that just because I'm not causing a problem, You know what I'm saying? Because we could, if we all got on one accord, we could handle this shit immediately.
Right.
I mean, overnight, bro. Overnight.
Right.
And it wouldn't cost a lot. But because there are only so few, it's only so few of us. Some of us on our side gonna have to die. Some of them on their side gonna have to die. But if the community got on one accord, it would just be a show of power. We would go out there like, all right, look, this what the fuck finna happen. This was not gonna happen. And they ain't gonna gotten some people gonna buck up.
Hey, bro, I feel exactly what you're saying. So
but
what you saying though,
huh?
is that we have what you saying is that we pretty much and that I feel that we have to take a note from the gangs. If you and I lived on the same street, we identify, we feel the same. Now we're gonna say, you know what? We're not gonna have any of that on this street. Then as this street become a place where children can come and play, and we got our big mamas in place, we got our structures in place, they keep children gonna come to this street to grow up and they gonna represent the way and the culture that we establishing. Then we go to the next street after that. We have to be in that war mindset to where we go identify a piece of territory, the mindset that we go establish there, we establish it, like Vice Lords, GDs, Crips, and Bloods, and we will have to expand it. We have to liberate our community block by block. So we can utilize the same blueprint that was already at work against us to re-engineer that blueprint to work for us. So we got to learn how to overthrow these gangs. We got to learn how to overthrow these churches. We got to learn how to overthrow these Korean stores to work for our community, not against us.
But
if I could offer something.
Let me say one quick thing, sis. I'm sorry. Let me say one quick thing. I feel you. We on the same page. Most definitely. We on the same page. But I think the only way to have any legitimacy when we begin to do that is to make sure that we are our record of service is there. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on, one of our programs that I like doing is like feeding the people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people know, hey, if we ever do have to knock somebody across the head, they'll be like, oh no, them ain't no ruffians, them ain't no hoodlums. That's them brothers that been out here feeding people for years. They've been out here clothing people for years. You know what I'm saying? And it would be easier to swallow. You know what I'm saying? Because like our people are fucked up. We don't want to have any authority, righteous authority, unrighteous authority. We don't want to obey anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be this transition of fixing our communities is gonna be ugly and it's gonna be bloody at the end. It is going to it is going to be bloody. It's gonna be bloody because we got our broken brothers and sisters that we have to deal with. Then we got the powers that be that's operating on the outside and fomenting shit and sending shit and stirring up shit that we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis. I'm gonna be quiet.
No, if I could just offer, because one of the things you were saying, completely, like I'm loving the whole conversation, but tying all of it in, putting some things together, and then just offering or building upon. When you said the community is going to have to get on board, or I think there are some things where the community don't even need to know what's going on. Like when we go to talking about the security of things, that ain't a conversation that we all need to have. Because a lot of these people, they're informants. Some of these people are going to be problematic to us. They're going to go and report back. So we don't even need you in this conversation. Now, when it comes down to feeding the kids, go ahead, fix some stew, mama. Go and put some, do whatever you're going to grow some vegetables. We can teach this group of people how to grow. We can teach, everyone can have their positions. But when it comes to the security of and actually dealing with the issues in our community, answering some when the org, one of the things that we did, the street codes, right? When there was something violent that happened in the city, women were coming up missing out west. We got together and we went out west. If a child was shot, we put together a care basket and we gave it to that family. The idea was, you get as much information as you can get. That's what we need, those intel gatherers, and then you take that back to the brothers that don't nobody see. I don't even want you at the hood to hood. I don't want you handed. I don't never want your face seen. I just want for you to be able to get the information And all we know is when we woke up in the morning, it was handled and nobody even had the opportunity to call the police.
Yeah. Oh my
Nobody
God.
even had the time to call the
Oh.
police.
Even with
You know
that,
what I'm saying? Like that's what we need to do. Like we don't need all these people because they going back and they talking and they telling and too many big eyes and look you like we don't need all of that. This part is handled.
man,
You know what? You're
Secret Service. Secret
Go
Service.
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think the
I
sister was trying to get in.
I'm sorry, y'all. Sis, I definitely agree with you on that. You know, sitting in at many tables of many meetings, it's just like, you know, you have a lot of nayers, you have a lot of people that are made with fear, elder and youth.
And they are excluded
They,
from
you
the
know,
conversation.
they
And they
come
look for
wait,
problems.
they
Yeah.
bring and they bring that weight of you know uncertainty. But
Mhm.
you have a lot of us that are moving in the energy of our ancestors that you can't tell us no, because this is ours and we're gonna have this. So I think a lot of experiences, even with New Era alone, like you know, there were different times where I asked myself, like, damn, sis, do you really like black people? Because they get on your damn nerve. But it's just the overall understanding that I was most uncomfortable with. You know, you have those stages of quote unquote consciousness where, you know, you come into enlightenment and you're receiving all this information and you just blurt it out to whoever listening. Then comes a time where you mad, you a pissed off revolutionary. And then there comes a time where you have to apply what you know. Diplomacy is something that I used to always be like, yeah, I wasn't there that day. I ain't finna do that shit. If I think you full of shit, I'm just not. But I've had to learn. You know, you can't always speak certain things at certain times to certain people. You got to wear that face like you don't know shit. But at the same time, in saying that, our children, we don't give our children enough credit. That is one thing that is first and foremost that I definitely think is an additive in this whole thing. We got to show our kids some ugly shit. We just gonna have to, you know, we can't shield them from it. We got to tell them the truth about things, and we have to let them see for themselves. We got to shatter some perspectives that they may have, and being in that, we have to be the example of what we're talking about. Now, sis, just to go back to what you were saying about having these brothers, these brothers with no faces and no names, and you can't come
And
out.
sisters too, because I'm,
And
you
sisters,
know.
you already know we're gonna be there. They gotta stand tall. They gotta stand tall like somebody see them anyway. And that's a part of what you were saying, brother Eric. You gotta move like the world is watching, whether they watching or not. And that's all in having good character, integrity, and understanding what our plight is. Our plight is not for you solely by yourself. Our plight is you are a part of many that are driving towards the betterment and the liberation of our people, our black women, our black children, our black men, and our elders. Our elders. Our elders are tired. Our elders are ready to retire from just sitting on all of this information. Tired doesn't mean die. It means that they're just ready to watch the world move forward. They've seen all of this before. And what they're hearing, you know, this news station that they just listen to, constantly hearing every hour on the hour. They may see certain things when they come outside, they're fearful. Whose problem is that? That's our problem. That's our fault. That's our fault. Before my mom passed, I told her, stop listening to the news. That is a stress test. It's a fear test. It's used to keep us in a state of, oh my God, of fear. Fear breaks down the immune system. So while we walking around scared now, we walking around sick now. And that goes with children. People don't understand that children get worried. They have stress. They have anxiety. So we got all these different things that's feeding them. This is what we got to go to. And it's just when we talking about having them brothers out there that's, you know, no face, they gotta be with the shit inside and out. And you know, it becoming a lifestyle, it does not happen overnight. We got to correct ourselves. We got to learn how to hold ourselves accountable and understand where we put in on the bullshit in our communities. And it don't got to be no loud broadcasted thing. It's just something that you do for yourself eternally every day when you grace with the breath in this body.
Speaking of the youth, what is the youth weapons training program?
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir. So overall this year, man, we've been doing a lot of more things focused specifically on the youth anyway, you know what I'm saying, with New Era Chicago. But one of the things we did start was definitely get them involved in weapons training. You know, we got you get a lot of accidental shootings, right? A lot of children playing with guns, not knowing what they're doing with guns. Somebody get hurt, get shot, get killed, just simply not knowing gun safety, you know. So that's definitely a big part of it, you know. We're not just teaching them, we definitely teaching them skill, of course, but we're not just teaching them how to handle weapons. We getting in their mind too about how they feel about carrying, you know what I mean? How you feel about self-defense, you know? Not letting this government trick you out of, you know what I'm saying, taking your weapons out your hand, you know? There's a lot of propaganda out here that's, if you ain't on your toes, man, you'll be running to give your weapons away, you know? So we started earlier this year. We did a weapons training here in Chicago. Can't remember. We had about maybe 8 to 10 youth. We had a class, a safety class, a couple hours the night before. We, went over the weapons, broke them down, went over gun safety, and we definitely talked to them a lot though about how important self-defense is. You know what I mean? And some of the things y'all was talking about, of course. We ain't got time to call on the police. We not calling on the police. You know what I mean? It's your job to protect yourself, your family, you know. Then from there, the next day we went to the range, and we just started going over that craftsmanship, you know what I mean? And getting them used to just firing them weapons, being safe around them, knowing what to do in certain situations when somebody else is being unsafe, you know. So we did that here in Chicago. In October, we doing a trip out to Virginia. It's another organization I'm involved with called HTNT. Some of y'all probably familiar with them.
Yeah, we're familiar with.
Yeah, that's my the other org. And so we're gonna get the babies out there. You know, like being in the booth is different than being outside and getting that work and getting that training, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna get them babies on the land out there, man, and really, you know what I'm saying, put them through some different type of drills. Man, it's just gonna be such a dope experience, you know, because I think about when I was younger, I was never actually professionally taught how to handle a weapon. Was never professionally taught anything gun safe, you know what I mean? None of that. So, man, it's just a first of all, a dope experience, but they gaining so much knowledge, you know what I'm saying? From the right people, you know what I'm saying? HTNT, a principle-based organization, you know what I mean? Race first. I don't even rock with the 2A stuff because that's a whole different lane. So I don't even put me in, or you know what I'm saying, us in with the 2A crowd. But they definitely a race first principle-based organization, and they know they shit when it comes to them weapons, you know what I'm saying? So
what's the age range?
I'm going from 8 to 18.
Okay.
And the class in Virginia is totally free for the youth. You know what I mean? We supplying all the weapons, all the ammo, everything. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, get the babies there, and the course and everything is free.
Yeah, that's dope. Especially if it's free.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's love.
And to Sister Erica's point about underestimating the youth, like one of the things that I love the most, they're our babies that are in the program. So they are kind of new era bred, and their parents are revolutionary, but they're so into, like, they don't take it lightly. You know what I mean? They understand the importance of it. They take it seriously. They're interested. And it's not just about, oh, okay, I get to learn how to shoot a gun. Because like you said, we're getting into their minds and asking them, what do you think about this? For the training that Brother EJ did with us, when he asked, do you all know what AR means? And everybody's like, assault rifle. And he's like, that's what you would think. But actually, and so there's understanding the weapon. There's understanding the names and parts of the weapon. It's just a well-rounded, full-bodied education for the youth. So they're not just going to be gung-ho jumping out here trying to do something. They understand that there's a reason and a purpose for it. They understand that it's meant to be respected and taken seriously, and they understand that, if it comes to preparation is key. So I just think it's so dope, and I think it's something that more of our children, because they got their babies out there. I remember watching, one little girl, 4 years old, 6 years old, got a rifle, got a a Ruger for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It was pink and all, and it's like, oh, they're gifting their children these things. And in our communities, they're like, turn to me and we'll give you a Starbucks card. We'll give you a Dunkin' Donuts.
We're scared of them as a community. We still scared.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Hey,
We're
well,
embracing it.
can y'all do this for me real quick? I'm Black Power Banging 55 on Instagram. Text me a cash app. I want to at least buy 2 boxes of bullets or something. You feel me? To aid to the endeavor y'all got going.
Yeah.
You dig? Like,
Yeah, I already follow you on the
ground.
ground, bro. So yeah, I'm already in tune with you.
All right,
What's
cool.
the name again?
Black Power Banging 55.
Can we put it in so we can all start following each other and conversing that way?
Yeah, she said put it in the chat, Black Power Bang.
All right.
Everybody just drop their handle or something like that.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about it. What's the New Era event? The New Era Nation event on the 24th. We're gonna break that down.
Okay. So what's happening is all of the chapters are coming to Chicago for this portion of the for each season we try to hit every city. The different chapters. So it's Chicago's turn this month. And so basically, man, the idea that we just gonna have a community barbecue, bro. We gonna buy some food, barbecue it up, cook it, and just try to love on and interact with our people, interact with our community. You know what I'm saying? Just let them come out and eat until they full, and hopefully we can fill them with some revolutionaryism, some Garveyism, some black love, some black unity, and just make them understand, try to insert something in them that's, worthwhile, something that'll spark their brain to make a change or come join us, So yeah, that's basically it, bro. It's just gonna be a good time where we fellowship with each other and particularly the community.
Powerful. How many chapters in all?
Erica.
There is 15 or 16 chapters currently operating throughout the United States. And this is our 8th. Please don't confuse me. It's 8 or 9. We started in 2014. So New Era Chicago, this is our 7th year. This would be our 9th year as a nation entirely. So we went to New Orleans and that was our celebration. But every year, starting in about February, March, we tap in with each chapter to build and commune and, just show each other how our cities look the same. And then we'll take maybe 3 or 4 cities on that tour to, create the same in a separate city that we don't exist in, but, somebody has showed interest to create that. So, man, Chicago was number 2 of the nation. So, man, y'all know how Chicago do. We just, man, we all of the chapter shouts out to New Era Nation. Man, shout out to Zeke. He and his wife.
I was just about to bring him up.
Me too.
They are the founders, and man, this brother came with a vision. He's out of Detroit, came with a vision, and the ancestors backed it, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? Very powerful brother, very good insight. Man, and in these 9 years, if I'm counting right, from 2014, the mission hasn't changed. A lot of folks have changed, but the mission hasn't changed. We in Chicago been feeding people for a long time, man. I give thanks to the ancestors. But go ahead, King.
But we gotta talk about this, right? So New Era Detroit and New Era Chicago get together. And I believe y'all was in Chicago at the time, getting people to sign up to vote and picking up trash.
Hood to
When the
hood.
police start following y'all and then all of a sudden start slamming and arresting people.
April
April
1st.
1st.
Yeah, that was
Hood to
on
hood.
63rd
April
in
2.
Ashland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was.
seen that on Facebook. Yeah, under
When
the
I tell
And
you that the evil in the eyes, though, like they had been following us around, they had mocked us, oh, we'll help you pick up trash. And one of the things before we ever start out, whether, other chapters are there or not, Brother Eric will stand up and say, listen, we do not engage with them people. We don't have, we don't answer any questions. If they come up to you saying anything, these are the people you direct. So there are protocols. And so nobody engaged them, but you could tell they were trying to get us to engage. And at the very end, we're lined up and we're doing our chant, Black love, Black power, Black unity, race first. These things will piss off a racist. And the way they lined up in front of us, it started with get back up on the sidewalk. Now, mind you, we're in a space where we're not obstructing traffic. We've been doing this. And we're like, okay, we where we're standing, but that wasn't, let's move back off the sidewalk. That's city property. That's this, that's that. And it comes to a point where it's like, now, you're using intimidation tactics, you're being threatening, and the slightest movement um, was all that they needed. It wasn't even a movement towards them. I think the brother who's from Detroit was actually walking away. And this officer, you know how they do, oh, they're resisting, or oh, it's something. And all hell broke loose. They were pushing women. They didn't give a damn that all of our babies were out there with us. They didn't give a damn that some of the people were community members and not even members of the organization. It was just they had a point to prove. And one of the things that I do appreciate with a lot of the video that was captured, there was this one particular car where it was a sister and her guy in the car, and she was like, look at that, look at what they doing to them. They're not even doing nothing. They was just standing there. They was just cleaning up. So I think the community definitely saw what it, but CPD is CPD.
we have not to cut
Man,
you
that
off, but
shit
we have
sickening,
to
man. I
start.
seen that, man. I that shit turned my stomach, man. That shit illegal
There,
like a motherfucker.
let me
We have
let me just
go
add
ahead,
this
sister.
one
Go ahead.
part. Let me just add this one part. From the beginning, there was a police sergeant. We call them white shirts. I'm gonna call him the little motherfucker. The little motherfucker asked us if he could help us, and we told him no, we don't need your help. The community was looking like this before we came out here. You saw it. We straight. And it wasn't, in a disrespectful tone, but that's what we basically was saying. Like, no, we don't need your help. We okay. We don't need no security. We all right. We out with our people. But he was out there, and he's on video picking up trash along with us. He's out there the whole time, walking through these 4 and 5, 6 blocks, walking along with us, picking up trash.
Trying to get a
And
photo
when we came back to 63rd and Ashland, the angry ass KKK dude, he wasn't for none. He was like, shut the fuck up. And we like, hold on, and we have from Detroit 15 young brothers. Now, y'all know white folks can't tell how old our youth are. But the little brothers from Detroit wasn't no little small brothers in physical, but they were nice size. Not all of them, but they were nice sizes and whatnot. And when we looked around while we were standing on the curb at that bus stop, it was a freshly made vacant lot. When we turned around, they had all of us surrounded from the back, the side, the front, all over. They didn't block traffic. That's why everybody got to record the way that they did. But all it took was for one police officer to push that crowd, just one person. And all hell went up from there. On one end, I don't know. I'm going to just tell y'all, go to the YouTube video, April 1st, New Era, Chicago. Y'all get to see for yourselves. It was so many different positions of things that were happening to us that day. We had the people that was at the bus stop, but the things that was happening down there under that train station where y'all saw these white motherfuckers breaking our flags and we called facial expressions,
on them.
all of that. You saw the hatred. And our children were out there. Our children were afraid. And it was very, very, and I hate to say this word, it was fucking traumatic.
Yeah,
I
it
did
was.
not ever have a disdain for the police the way that I do now
Always had.
from that day. And we all needed, when I say therapy, that was a part of, you know, why I'm so welcoming to it, because something happened to us that day.
Let
But
me.
I'm gonna
And
go ahead.
what
Brother.
sticks out the most for me were the black officers, because the brother was the or he was somewhat plain clothes. He had on a long sleeve shirt and a shirt on top of it. He was the first person I saw that stomped on the flag in an effort to break the stick.
Mm.
And it was just like, you motherfucker, like that was it. Like I
What
could
was his
expect
name?
that. I
What was
don't
his
know.
name?
I don't know what his name
The
was, but
motherfucker that kicked it
he's
off
on
his
the video. I just remember his face because he had punched sister. I want to say her name, but he had punched her in her chest and pushed her back. And she was trying to get one of the babies, and she was like, "Wait, I'm trying to get the baby." And he fist pushed her back in her chest. And as she went back, her flag fell, and he, with as much force as he could, stomped on the stick to break it, and then stomped on the flag. And I just looked like, you
The
nigga.
one that kicked it off last name was Jettle though.
Jello?
Yeah, Jettle.
Jettle.
How you spell that?
Jedtl, is it, Eric?
Shit, sis, I don't know.
And
J-E.
he was the one, he had a pendant on his thing that somebody recognized that was like, that is representative of the clan.
That,
He had like a
that
pendant on his
and
lapel.
said, we let y'all do this shit for 2 years, y'all and y'all fucking flags.
You know what? Let
So-
me say this though. You know, I've watched that. I've only watched that video one time. Like, I watched that shit one time when it happened them years ago, and I ain't seen it since. But I'm telling you, if y'all mad about the video, the actual video, the fucking body cam footage will
Yeah.
send you to 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Remember when we was going through the case or whatever, and they sent the lawyers the body cam footage. They was even more disrespectful. But you know what? The way I look at that shit, we lost. That's the way I look at that shit. We lost. We wasn't ready. We wasn't ready.
It's the
Nah, brother.
That's
brother.
all.
Nah, to keep
Man,
it
what
100.
I'm saying, no,
Listen,
let
let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
Let me clarify what I mean.
All right.
As a people, as a community, we simply were not ready to deal with that threat. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to keep moving in the direction so that if it ever happens the next time, that we can deal with it. I'm not even like, I don't even deal with that shit from a point of, and I'm not saying that anybody else is. I don't even deal with that shit from a point of emotion. I look at it like it was a fight. They got us, they locked us up. You know what I'm saying? We were
locked
not,
y'all up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the elders got locked up. Few of the brothers.
6 brothers.
They had to travel back and forth. Some of them it was some of our Chicago brothers that they got, and a few brothers had to travel back and forth from Detroit to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Our elder queens got 2 of our elder queens got hemmed up.
The point I'm basically trying to make is like, you know, I think back on that shit and I automatically think it's just like, it's a little bit frustrating and disheartening because, man, we had been in that community before that happened. We had been in that community for years.
Several times.
Serving the people, feeding the people, clothing the people or whatever. And I'm just like, man, here we are in the middle of Inglewood. And it was easily 60, 70 officers out there.
Wow.
Attacking black people. And I'm like, it's a shame that these motherfuckers can dispatch more soldiers to a particular location in our community than we can.
Mind you, they have a police station.
That's just the way I look at. But I'm saying no matter that they got the police station or not, they in the middle of fucking Inglewood. Yeah. We should all be, you know, our mind should be to the point that could have never have happened. You know, and I'm not mad about it. I ain't complaining.
But that's what I want to get to. It just means
we got more work to do. That's all.
But and that's the work, and that's what I want to get to. Because you just said something that I never thought about. You said if you would have seen the body cam footage, the fact that we don't have soldiers that could take that body cam footage and then we made a documentary around that and then use that as a weapon that shows us losing. Not necessarily that it happened, because that body cam footage with the other footage and everything put together, then with people testimonies as a documentary and pushed out around the world, man, Russia would have used that documentary as a weapon, saying, "Look at how you treat black people." Everybody will use it.
Well,
I
King,
mean,
I can tell you
I think we got enough. We got enough footage. It may that
Even
that particular incident that happened to us, but I think we got enough footage.
But even with what happened, those mass shootings that happened in New York, you already saw. Well, I saw footage of China and the other countries talking about, damn, this how y'all do that? Like, how did y'all let this be? You know what I'm saying? And not only just the boot, I'll tell you how they feel about that in Chicago. Our black mayor, Chicago.
Who you talking about, Uncle Lori?
Yes, Auntie Lightfoot. It's been found that she paid fucking Mexican drug and gang-related members to quote unquote protect Pilsen, where they were killing black people when the uprise went for COVID.
Well, she's CPD as well.
That's fine.
So
but
you can't trust her.
She's black.
How long she been in office? How long she been in mayor?
Her time is up now.
Yeah.
She done, but she done told these people on
It's
national
been
TV.
about 3 years, three going on 4 years.
She done told these people on national TV that her dick is bigger than everybody's. So she's not black. There's a song.
That's right.
Outside of our jurisdiction.
There's a song that
exactly.
There's a song played on Maze Jackson where we used to do our radio, our talk show on, and there's a song that's called well, in the song it says that she's more lesbian than black. Do y'all know that she heard this song and she spoke against the black brother whose radio station it is? She spoke against him to a white man and said, "Do you know he got a song that says I'm more lesbian than black?" So she knows where she's not trying to be held accountable for her sending them people to kill our people. It was a sister, a black woman pregnant, doing Uber that these Mexican people killed. They killed her with an ice pick during the uprisings where they were chasing black people out of the community. So when we talking about, black people and brown people, ain't no damn black and brown people. We ain't doing that.
Yep.
We race first.
Yep.
All day.
That's
we don't got no
yeah.
friends.
Yep.
We call your mayor Whitefoot.
Really?
What?
We call him Auntie.
We call her Auntie.
Auntie Lori, but Whitefoot makes sense because she thinks like she wants to be a white man, and
a white man.
The trick of evil is that she has done certain things like give voice to black journalists. You know what I mean? Like they always, the Sharptons, all of these people, they always do just enough and just a little bit to make you feel like, oh, she's trying, but she has to do it this way because she got to play the game. And I'm just like, we ain't playing no motherfucking game.
Those are
like,
fuck all this shit, motherfucking sellout. She ain't one of us.
Yeah.
Those are the band-aids we offered because she was black. We made excuses for her, right? We made
black.
Just like we did for Obama. We made excuses.
Right.
Obama came in and we thinking, oh, we got a black president. The first thing he hit was the LGBT community.
Yep.
That's what the first thing he hit. He didn't say nothing about black people dying. He didn't say nothing about police accountability. He didn't say none of that. He protected the police in a sense. But at the same time, when we're talking about these people, these are the examples that our children are seeing. They don't know nothing about politics. Well, not all of them. They don't understand who's in charge. They just looking at the parents. They're looking at us like, damn, what's happening?
I think our youth tend to understand a little bit more, and I'm probably going off of the conversations I have in-house, but I think that because I've been asked the question like, well, what did your generation do? What did the generation, and I can see some of the things that were done, but why didn't you do this? And so I think, again, our youth probably have a bit of a better understanding of politics and kind of what's happening, but they are indeed frustrated with us. And that goes to like what Brother Eric was saying about we have to be visible. to them. We have to have a level of accountability amongst ourselves. And Brother Obasi, you called him something. You called him revolutionary. What you call him? Rebel. Um, he was saying earlier um, in the conversation um, about showing a couple of weeks, like if we were to just be, if we were to speak in ways, when those activists get to talking, if we were to be like, no, that's not what we stand for. This person does not speak for the community. This is not you don't get to answer questions for all of us. When they get to talking about these polls, oh well, at 98% of Black people, well, then nobody asked me shit. So and so when was that survey done? Like, and I want to know how many of the rest of y'all were asked these questions, and how many gonna raise their hand and say, well, not me. Right. So where are you getting your information and your statistics? But Chicago is known for its corruption. That's one of the things that FBI did a report that said that Chicago has one of the most corrupt political systems and police of all cities. And like, this is a reality, but Black people have fallen so in love with symbolism, and we've been so lax and without things, that any little thing they give us, like Lakeshore Drive, it's always going to be Lakeshore Drive. But they like, oh, we're naming it John Baptiste du Sable. I'm not going to tell nobody I'm going to go ride down John Baptiste. For first of all, that Black man founded this city. It's Lakeshore Drive. And if you really gave a fuck about that brother and what he did, then you be doing something different. But that's not what you're going to do, because that doesn't fit the and whatever your wing, they all right wing, left wing, same fucking bird. Yeah. Hey, y'all all playing the same goddamn game. And so as it relates to us as a people, like, we have to come together and decide symbolism is not enough. Real questions have to be asked and answered. But at the same time, I want to retract and not say the people, because again, all of us don't need to be a part of the conversation. Come on. It just has to be a faction of us who are tested, tried, and true, who understand in one place or the other. Same thing Brother Zeke did with the New Era chapters. You find he didn't come and say, I need all of Chicago. He found some people in Chicago that was going to put it together. Some people in Cleveland, some people in Atlanta, some people, you know what I mean? So I don't need all of Chicago, and I don't need everybody Black, because I don't want to have to battle and argue with a bunch of people in a bunch of different points of view. I would like to have an intellectual conversation, an understanding of, what our points are, and let's quit fucking talking and start implementing.
And one thing that we tend to kind of lead towards here in Chicago, which is a big debacle as well. I'm not, fluent in politics, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but I have opened myself up to start to understand how it works. And what I do understand is Black people vote Democrat habitually. That's what's done for generations. I don't give a shit what color he was. That's who we was voting for, because they said Democrat was for us. At this present point in time, the Democrats and the Republicans are sitting at the same table and sent these motherfuckers to Chicago. And they're sitting at the same table to determine, if we had to lay hands on their ass, what's going to happen to us. So, we're looking at a bunch of different things where none of our interests are being held in spaces where it's going to protect, benefit, or help our youth in any type of way. So that's my whole thing with all of the stuff that's going on in the world. Everything that's happening somewhere else can happen in our respective cities. I was just telling Brother Eric this earlier today. The water crisis is threatening to me. The massive, they found a guy about 2-3 weeks ago, a white man in Inglewood, 57th and Racine. Brother Kimwardo, you know where that's at. 57th and Racine. They seen him sitting it. Now, they didn't see him. It was the quote unquote spot shooter that recognized they heard shots at 3 o'clock in the morning. They found 2 white men in a car sitting in that park on 57th and they publicized, they put it on the news. They didn't tell us that it was another man in the car with him that they interviewed and let go. But we ain't heard shit else from that dude. We ain't heard nothing else about the story. You know what I'm saying? Highland Park, they had a massive shooting, quote unquote, but these were all elders. This was a judge's son that did it. You know what I'm saying? So all of these different isolated incidents throughout these cities, we all have one thing in common. That's Black folks, and we got a problem because we ain't ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, we not ready. But
Hey, power to the
if
people. I gotta
something,
go. I
okay.
just want to y'all stay safe.
Race first.
Peace,
Peace out,
Black.
Black
All right,
Power.
peace.
First.
Peace.
Us.
Yeah,
Race
we
first.
not ready, but definitely getting trained with the weapons. We building our own platform, and every one of you guys are right with what you said. Every member doesn't need to know what's going on. We do need a society inside of a society who gonna handle business. Yeah, we not ready though. We got to get ready. Need to do it fast. You know, I got a little intel. They got some things shaking and moving, and all these things are not isolated. They trying to see who is gonna help in the Black communities when certain things happen. It's called shock testing. You know, they let something happen and they want to see what revolutionary is gonna rise up.
Mhm.
You know, at this particular point in time, you know, I'm not saying be still, but be ready, you know, and try to get ready. We definitely should all have food, water, ammo, and we definitely should know each other's area as far as us communicating with each other. We got to get rid of them phones and get on them walkie-talkies, things of that nature. And I couldn't find that name of that particular officer. Y'all, I put my IG in the chat. If
He
anyone
retired.
if y'all get the correct spelling, you know, message me or whatever.
He
But
retired.
he retired. Okay, I still want his name though. But yeah, we definitely gotta be ready. You know, doing the thing that happened here or whatever. I was in Douglasville, Georgia, and it was a militia group. They got FBI clearance to get two hand grenades with a total of 8 shells. So you know they got 8 missiles, real missiles. This was in Douglasville, Georgia. You know, I went back home to Illinois, you know, East St. Louis, and you know it's kind of strict there with the license and the guns and everything. But at the same time, we was at the range, and the guy got clearance. He actually got one full rocket launcher with two shells, so he got 2 missiles. So yeah, we got to be ready. We're not ready. We don't know how to live off the land, but at this particular point in time, I will advise us to be ready as far as ammo and having a strategic plan and what we're going to have as a safe house. You know what I'm saying? We need a map of that area. If we got to go on foot or we got to go by, you know, street, and also we need more than one route to the safe house. But yeah, we got to be ready though. That's all.
I got another too, Kings. Eric, as far as the trauma training goes, maybe we can find a way when we do it next, we can stream it so that we can see you know, man, these powerful ways that these sisters put this together, where I'm talking about I missed the first one, but the second one I went to, I'm talking about these sisters were showing us how to deal with shootings with injuries with potato chip bags, sanitary napkins, just random stuff in a woman's purse. You know what I'm saying? Just the information behind that, you know, just watching, just exposing that alone, we'll know better how to handle these situations if they arise in our cities. So I think that that's powerful too. I think, you know, shit, we all can know how to do something, and it's good for everybody to know how to do a lot. So, man, King, I think that's powerful in knowing that, but just sharing the information that we all kind of tap into and staying with it.
Brother Eric, let me ask you a question. What's the requirements to open up a chapter?
Oh man, brother, I have to be honest. I wouldn't say I necessarily know because I don't even be concerning myself with that. I'll be, you know what I'm saying. But you know,
I know.
You would okay? Go ahead, sis.
So you would want to get at least about 6 to 8, maybe 8 to 10 people on one accord. You would contact the New Era Detroit chapter, and we would set up, a space and time where we would have a Zoom meeting, where you'd have a said link to kind of share amongst the community so that you can, bring out as many people, as or that's interested within the city. And with that, you guys will build your community, build your organization from there, but hand in hand with, Detroit, Chicago, we've helped build a lot of chapters. We've been hand in hand from start to finish, as far as website building, t-shirt promotion, hand in hand, direct contact about how to start these programs, a lot of that stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely fluent, and I've already I signed up for that team a long time ago. So that's pretty much what it is, about 8 to 10 people that will be on a Zoom call. And then we'd come, eventually New York. They did just do New York, actually. Brother, you from New York, right?
Ask you that too.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask you that. Do New York got a chapter? Is there a New Era New York?
No, they just came to New York, actually, in the tour of 2022. They went to New York.
There is a New York chapter, New Era Long Island.
Okay.
Oh, Long Island. I'm sorry. Yep, you're right. It was a dope sister that I met in Miami. Her and her king came out. Yep, and they brought their children. So Long Island has one. Are you in Long Island, or what city are you in New York?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn and Harlem, but I live in the A now. So
all of us live down here in Atlanta.
But all my peoples and my NYRBG peoples is there. So, maybe we can make that happen.
But yep, 8 to 10 people, bro. That's what we need. 8 to 10 people, 6 to 8, solid people that's, understanding, commitment. And I'm gonna be honest with you, commitment means something different. We talking about a whole start of a lifestyle. So just solid people, man. Solid people that's interested and, about that shit. And, they'll come and they'll listen. And, that's how it goes, but, once it's decided, that this is going to be official, man, it just goes from there. And you got hand-to-hand contact, you always got, a cousin chapter somewhere to reach out to. So.
And there's in Atlanta as well. So you guys may have run into them, a New Era Atlanta.
I used to walk with Atlanta, do a lot of walks with them, hood to hood walks, but the original people gone. Derek and Leslie quit, and then Judge and Latte quit. So I don't even know them other people in the chapter. So when they quit, I just started walking with them.
But the work don't stop. So
but I be out here working, sister. Believe me. Besides that, I be out here working. I'm a foot soldier.
I just talked to Brother Lonnie the other day. I call him Grandpa.
Oh, you talked to Lante?
Yeah, Brother Grandpa. Checked on Judge too. That brother came in when he was 20, Brother Judge.
Yeah.
And the first time we came to Atlanta, I mean, everybody had their own house. But Chicago had our house. And when I tell you, everybody went to the Black Power Awards out there. Chicago, we don't be partying and shit. We just chill. Everybody from the Black Power Awards came to Chicago house. And when I tell y'all, we talk Black Power and structure, and we goddamn meshed that night. And we just, we welcomed the Brother Judge because he was so young. Everybody couldn't believe it was a 20-year-old brother that was that passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? And he had knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And, man, it's good to see Brother Judge, just moving. I hated to see him go, but, as it is, we come and we move, and we supposed to grow in spaces. So he ain't gonna never leave.
Nah.
But
yeah, I've been knowing Judge for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a solid brother.
Yeah.
what's the next step in New Era? Like, where y'all want to go with this? Is it to have 50 New Era chapters? We trying to do all 52 states, 51?
Not necessarily. I can't speak for, well, I don't know. I can't speak for the nation. I can't speak for what Brother Zeke envisions, but I wouldn't think not necessarily. But ultimately, man, the goal is the liberation of the community, the liberation of our people. You know what I'm saying? Just that's the ultimate goal. To get our community on one accord, and it has to be the liberation, bro. It can't necessarily be to get 52 chapters or however. If that happens, okay, great. You know what I'm saying? But it got to be the liberation of our people, continuing to set that example, being the example, feeding, clothing, educating, protecting our people in our community, and getting the community on board with that shit. I know that's the goal.
One thing for certain, is just in growth as individuals, finding new ways to connect. Shout out to you, Sister Oya, for moving in the space with the psychology piece. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to further and deeper connect with our people. I just think that is even with your spirit anyway, you've always had that motherly spirit, but clinically being able to identify and warming your own mental in that space. Shouts out to you. Me, of course, I'm always trying to find out how we can eat better so we can think better and we can move better and we can be better. You know what I mean? That's my thing. The brothers, like, man, shout out to New Era Chicago. Like, it ain't no movement. You don't move through the city unless you move with the brothers from New Era Chicago. We cross the street different. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't.
We arrogant with how we cross the street. We be like, cars where?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what cars?
We feel protected. We feel protected.
We ultimately feel protected. And I just, man, I definitely talk to the ancestors often, like, man, just give us at least 10. Me and Eric talk on the phone all the time. Just give us 10, like Brother D, Brother E, Brother Dale. You know what I'm saying? Just Brother EJ. Just give us 10 like them. You know what I'm saying? They all got their own power. You know what I'm saying? And it's just multiplied. Just give us that and let us continuously move. But there's always a shedding stage and everything in life, because we are forever students. There are things we need to shed so that we can make room for it to grow for more. So that's what I look at. And I think this was a great bill. I look forward to building with you brothers, exchanging information, ideas, all of the sorts. But for sure, I definitely would love, Eric, if you cool with that, let's find a way to live stream the trauma piece that we have.
Yeah. Sister Erica, I just want to say one thing. I guess a couple of years ago, I was out there. You gave me one of your herbal drinks. That shit was good. That shit was good. We was on what, 93rd and Ashland.
Yeah, that was at the Solo Beauty. That's my Blue Lotus. So I got my own business, Blue Lotus Holistic Hub. And it's just it started out as something to help build the immune system when COVID first hit. But just found a way to make it taste good. I don't use white sugar. I don't like white shit.
That's right.
Brown sugar. And it's just, all the fruits that's in season. Nothing that's, made by these fools, and everything got seeds. If I give it to you, it got seeds. It's natural born. You know what I'm saying? It come from the mother, and that's just it. So, it's all through and through. I've done a lot of homework. I've done, my massage therapy. I'm not licensed, but I've been in school.
Yeah.
A lot of different things. So, my whole thing, my gift to the earth, my gift to the universe and our children is better living, better eating. You know what I'm saying? So we can process this thing and understand how our body works with us, not against us. And I was a pharmacy technician for 15 years. So it was a battle at first. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out and find my space why I didn't like working with these white folk, because y'all poisoning my people. You understand? So when I found my space, that's all. And I definitely feel welcome in that space. And man, I'm just, the little big sister in New Era Chicago. Eric don't really like me, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. No, I'm
Eric
just
don't. Yeah, Eric be tripping. Can
ain't
I
nobody.
ask you brothers, what is the work? Because I know Brother Kenwardo will tag me in the videos, and I've watched some, and I hear the knowledge that comes from you, but your particular organizations and the work that you do. Um,
Well,
like what are your goals? What are you guys doing, and how does that connect? Do you see the connection with an organization like New Era Chicago?
well, you know, we've been doing this work for years. We've been stopping this ground for years. Like, I mean, feeding the homies down in Atlanta for about 8 years consistently. You know, man, we deal with our youth. All three of us are here, Brother Obasi too. We deal with our youth. You know, we be out here in the street touching the people. It's the same thing, but we just do it as brothers. We don't call ourselves no names and nothing like that. But we out
Okay.
here working. We stomp the grounds down here. If I was at home, I'd be with y'all stomping the ground. You know, this don't stop till the casket drop, because you know I love my people. We suffering, you know what I mean? And I don't like
Yes,
that
sir.
shit.
Hmm.
And let me answer my part. We've been doing this from New York since the late 90s,
Hmm.
all the way till maybe 2015 when I left and came out here, 2017, something like that. But we've been feeding the people, we've been teaching, we've been waking people up, we've been dealing with the gangs, the youth, the police, females. We definitely give them game too, because there's a lot of wolves out here. But we've been on the ground a long time. The bug part is we the dudes that never wanted to be on the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we wasn't
Yeah.
trying to get on no damn YouTube.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Level kind of
But you know, I miss y'all show. What happened to y'all show? Because I didn't see the lives all the time, but that Wednesday night, when I wind up, I will look at the recording. I'm like, now all of a sudden it was gone. We need shows like
Oh,
that.
oh yeah.
We
We gonna
need
get that.
shows like
We gonna
that.
get that back in. We gonna get that back running
Man,
for real.
please
Boom.
get it. Please do.
We gonna
Please
get that
do.
back running.
I'm in
That's
the
right.
Rebel Vision. If y'all got a show, I got the channel. I'm gonna line up a lot of people's shows because we got Queen's Law coming and we do Think Champs also. So if y'all wanted y'all show to just be on the channel, it's all love.
And it would be this same platform where we just zoom in.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
however y'all film it, we'll just have your category, New Era
Okay.
Chicago or whatever.
That's
y'all
one
do.
thing I love though. We've learned to control our own media.
Yes.
The motherfuckers definitely gonna highlight the bad and don't understand the good that we
Right.
do.
Right, yeah,
Man,
because it's I
much
don't mean
love.
to cut you off, sister. It's just too much of that bullshit on
It
Yeah,
YouTube,
is.
you know, signing at the TV and all that shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We shouldn't be on here arguing and going at it with each other. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like the WWF, enough of that shit.
They
Yeah.
don't
That's
even
bullshit. Kids see that and they emulate that bullshit.
they don't even know we could do this.
Hmm.
We're technically strangers. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. We don't know each other
True.
per se. Our blood know each other, definitely. But we don't know each other, and look how we connect. We got the same mission, the same. We took the
Right.
same oath. We're carrying on tradition, so we are one. We
Hmm.
don't
Right.
need to know each other. The second we meet, we old friends.
Yeah.
So they need to
Yeah.
know that that's how real blacks connect
Yeah.
Right.
It's
through the inner mission, not the external.
yeah, that's definitely it. You know, when I hit the streets, mine was a different approach. I should go to court, take on the judges, and you know, they'll be all on me and shit, follow me around and shit. But yeah, we all, you know, boots on the ground, maintaining stuff like that. I'm more militant. So I kind of just stay behind the scenes or whatever. I just don't like, you know, I tell the fellas, don't call me unless it's really, really serious, you know. But yeah,
So
you know,
you're
it's
into
all,
the analytics because I noticed you asked for names, and so you're into the informational part of it
yeah, I
more
mean,
so.
I'm into the information as far as when I first came into knowledge, I came into commerce, learning laws of the water, learning how to, you know, the court run, the world run, stuff like that, you know, down here in Georgia. I
Mhm.
stopped like 34 closures, beat 3 criminal cases. But after a while, they start pestering you and stuff like that. Lock my wife up for no reason. But yeah, you know what? I learned to fight down here, but there's so many different laws they didn't pass, and then they got hip to the game of us coming into court. It's almost impossible for you to come into court pro se, standing on your square and pretty much defending yourself. But after that, I started getting into mainly my divinity and my lineage, and I actually met Ken Wardo. We was in West End Park, and the guy was out there, giving out some false information. I said, nah, that shit ain't true. Everybody out there was just listening, entertained. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't even true. That's not even the right information. And just letting people know, man, you're gonna give people information, man, have some type of resource material. And I don't like people with motherfucking YouTube degrees. Go buy a book and read a book.
Yeah.
Hey, I was telling EJ, man, me and my wife, you might come up to the walk, but we have our flash. We come up, we gonna need some poles to go with our flash because we gonna fly up there.
Well, it's a Home Depot up here. We know how to get the little twisty ties and, and put it together and make it work.
Hey, Sister Oya, his queen got she got her own eye kind of store.
Oh, okay.
She got earrings, body butters, everything.
Right here.
Yep, they do.
Some one-stop natural shop.
They do. Thing I need is to be broke, because I go broke buying from my people.
Yeah. So tell sis, if y'all come on through, y'all probably want to drive though, because we know how them flights be on the luggage weight side. But yeah, man, just bring some stuff. You know what I mean? We buying it.
Okay, cool. Hey, if I ever come down to Atlanta, hit me up. Come to our store. Our little store down here. We gonna have Tyrone Hawker Bay down here on the 29th at the event. On the West End. So, I had gave the flight to EJ. If y'all would come on down, then come on through.
Eric, a pilot driver, he can get us there in 6 hours.
We got a speeder, y'all. We got a speeder.
Got a couple of them.
That's a long drive.
Or you drive rockets, okay?
But now y'all gotta come back once a month, if that's possible.
Yeah, anytime y'all want to come on the show, I'm in contact with EJ, man. Him, probably take him, man. Come on through.
Bro said once a month. I feel like that's the invitation.
Let's build and write down these solutions and get them going.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what it's all about for real.
Yeah, straight up.
We should do a solution-based show, all solutions.
Yeah.
We should do the show, not to cut you off, Rebel, but I really don't want to talk about everything on the platform, but yeah, we should give some
we can give out some mid-level to low-level solutions.
Yeah, that's cool.
We don't got to give them the home runs.
Yeah, right.
Just so they can hear us, we do it anyway, but if we focus the show on it, a lot of information will be in there. They'll learn a lot. It's a lot of kids that don't know nothing.
Right.
That's true.
Girls that really don't know nothing. So it's not even black. Regular basic knowledge they're lacking.
That's it.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was out in the community early this week. I met a sister. It was in the West End. We kicking the knowledge and shit. We out there, whatever. And a couple of brothers was with me, and we ran to some more sisters. We just really out there chilling for a second. I was on my little lunch break, and some sisters was like, "We don't want no woke brother." I said, "Wow, why would you say that? They crazy. They don't do this, and they ain't got no power." So we definitely got to continue to fight, be in the community, and show these young people that unity is power. Kind of hurt my heart a little bit. She was like, police come, y'all got to do this and do that, and that's the reason why they don't want no woke brother.
First of all, that's the Hotep Hustler dudes she talking about.
Right, yeah.
Wasn't the Hotep Hustler on Instagram the last few years?
That goes along with what I said about our people, being, we battling with trust. We can't put our money together because we've been burned. We can't sit next to a brother because we've been burned. We can't fuck with a sister because we've been burned. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at some point, we really gotta hold ourselves in a space to where we know can't none touch us because the ancestors got us. We are diligently moving in a space to where we are seen and unseen, regardless of who's looking. And that's the whole thing. Can we do that? Yes. Like, can you do that without a camera in your face? Can you do that without somebody documenting everything you doing? Are you moving in the integrity of somebody that's genuinely trying to correct what's going on in our community? In spirit and in thought, because all in soul is what you will present to the world. It's going to present itself anyway. That's why you see a lot of people, you know, oh, well, oh yeah, I'm so with it. And then a buck come in front of them, they doing something different. Nah, man. And then they be mad because, you know, people that's, you know, a little bit more grounded can see through that shit. Why you ain't smiling? Because I ain't finna smile and welcome your ass with this bullshit. I'm just letting you know, bro, somebody see you. I see you. It's, you know, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? I don't come smiling and holding hands. I'm welcoming everybody that's trying to do this shit, but some of y'all just so loud with y'all bullshit. And so, no, I ain't gonna make it an easy transition. And I genuinely think, like, I've had several counsels, like, you know, in ways to direct my energy, but ultimately that's probably my space. Like, you know, I'm not perfect, but I can definitely detect some bullshit if you ain't about the people for real.
Right.
If you looking to just get a spot for a few seconds or promote your shit, you can promote your shit, bro, but come out here and get dirty with us, though.
Right.
And
Straight up.
Dirty, baby.
That's straight
come
up.
out, sweat a little bit. Earn your fucking spot for us to promote what you doing or how you giving back, because that's the only thing. It's reciprocity. Black people are show me people. You got to show me something before I, you know, join or even listen to what you're talking about. That's why it ain't no problem for us to feed our people, clothe our people, come with gifts, come bearing some shit. Because the people that give them something any other way, they doing something to take it back, or they giving them these different ways where you can't move. Why you can have a crib, but you can't have a man? What type of shit is that? How is that building a black family? They have no interest in building a black family. That shit is systemic. But our youth don't know that where Section 8 has been handed down. They don't know that.
Right.
Wow, man. Like, we got a lot of fucking systematic generational shit to break.
Oh, a lot of it's fucked up.
We got to embrace we have to embrace the destruction, bro. We have to embrace the crumble.
Come on.
Like, when this shit crumbles and this what's the name, like, we can't look at it and be like, oh shit, we have to embrace that shit. Because like I think before we can, as long as, like we was talking the other night, sis, as long as people enjoy the comforts of this system, the amenities, you know, everything is what people will be willing to hold on to it. You know, I heard a sister saying one day, you know, she was like, man, you know, it's a, you won't appreciate running water, getting up in the middle of the night and going walking to your bathroom until you have to run down the hill and go to an outhouse. Or you have to begin to kill your own food. And, you know, like, people can't, our people are comfortable, man. Like, myself included, bro. Like, I was talking to my old man the other day. I'm like, man, my most prized possession is my bed. I love at the end of the day when I can get in my bed and I don't have to get the fuck out. You know, morning. But wait, you know, but what about, you know, when the time comes and we got to sleep on the grass and the concrete and in the cold and all of that shit, you know? So, like, I think before.
Let me just share how old our priorities are fucked up with you. My granddaddy, we lived in a mansion, right? Downstairs was where we lived. Upstairs, he rented the rooms. Do you know, it's 4 of us. We had two to a bed, 2 with the quote unquote water team. We didn't have hot water. Somebody had to get up and go put the water on the stove to warm it up, or the hot plate, whatever the fuck have you. We had hot plates. We had heaters, kerosene heaters, and one dumped the water. We live like that throughout Catholic school. Why the fuck are you paying these people $400-500 and we ain't got no hot water, bro? Like, and y'all wonder why the youth wake up like weird as fuck. That shit is weird to me. I don't blame my grandfather. That probably was his best shot at giving us the best life, sending us to Catholic school. True, it had phonics. That was the only difference between Catholic and public school. We had phonics, so we understood how to read, how to comprehend, and I give thanks for that. But at the same time, goddamn, hot water, really? We can't get that? But he's from Georgia. He's from Emmanuel County, Georgia.
What year was that?
You feel me? He's from Emmanuel County, Georgia, and he's a mechanic.
Sis,
So
he said, what year was that, sis?
My grandfather was born in 21. January of 21.
1921.
Yes.
Do you know you technically just said he invented Airbnb?
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The rooms, you know what I mean?
But our priorities is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
He had a garden out back. I ain't eat none of it because we had to go pick that shit and there was rats back there, spiders and bugs. No, I'm not finna eat nothing that I just think that fat ass rat on. No, sir. How you finna clean it?
But
see, that's the part. That's the part that we're gonna have to get accustomed to.
That's what I'm talking about.
To that,
yes.
Then fight them goddamn rats and let's make it happen.
Listen.
Yes, I'm not eating no raccoons though.
But sis, I fuck with some of everything. I don't like the way raccoon taste. That ain't my shit.
Fuck that.
But sis, that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Like, you know, we're having these conversations, and I think sometimes we even romanticize what this shit is. Like, man, what if we got to sit in jail for I dread the thought of having I ain't never finna be no rat. I ain't never giving nobody up, but I think about these scenarios. Like,
but I ain't finna pay $500 to no motherfucking white man saying doctor my children. I'm gonna spend that $500 on hot water.
Sis, okay, I get you, but I think we're making we're kind of getting confused and getting our lines crossed. The point that I'm trying to make is that this shit is not going to be easy. Those of us who claim to be revolutionary, and when I say claim, I don't mean that disrespectfully.
Oh, I know.
Those of us who claim to be revolutionaries, who claim to love our people, who claim to love our communities, we have to be honest about what we're talking about and what that looks like and what could possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? These people have killed, and I'm not here preaching fear. I just want us to be aware of what we're dealing with. These people have murdered every leader and every hero that we have ever had. They have invested years and centuries in our destruction. Like, we are the only thing that's gonna happen, the only way that this shit has to crumble, and we have to embrace that shit.
Facts.
We have to embrace that shit when the chaos and all of that shit becomes or whatever, and that's going to be extremely ugly. Man, I saw something. Matter of fact, let me pull this up because my boy sent this to me today, and I was like, that's going to
hard. It's the detaching from what we are used to.
That's
going to be the hardest.
So check this out, my boy. I haven't had a chance to look at it and research it, but my homie sent me a text that said beginning January 1st, 2023. These are Illinois non-detainable offenses. So these are offenses that you can commit that you can't be detained for, right? Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide.
Now,
what?
Yeah. This is what
they setting you up to take each other out.
Intimidation. Hold on, sis. Hold on 1 second, Queen. Intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, threatening a public official. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at to delve into this shit to see how true or not this is. But when he sent it to me, I was like, damn.
Illinois based, bro?
The black, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The black community is about to go up. It's about to go up. And it's like, like I've always said, I'm a fuck the police dude, right? But I have not been one of these people that have been a part of the whole defund the police movement, because I ultimately think that that's their movement. I think the defund the police movement is a Trojan horse, because ultimately they're going to pull back at a most inopportune time for the black community. You know what I'm saying? Because we are not in a place, or we don't have any structure to create order in our communities. But think about this, bro. Like, I've been watching these videos where they like lessen the penalty for certain people. They run into these stores and they just snatch and grab shit. Have y'all been seeing that shit?
Yeah.
It's all over here on Jeffrey.
That shit is to create a certain climate and a certain mindset in our people, or not necessarily our people, but in people, because they are becoming very lax, and that they're becoming very lax on certain behaviors and certain shit. And that is, I believe, being done strategically. It's not because I believe part of it is they can't. I believe that the system is crumbling, and they're not really telling people. They can't police this shit anymore. Is brother EJ on the line?
Yeah.
Bro, remember when I remember
What's up, bro?
last winter when we would be out and I was talking about, I'm like, bro, we ain't seen no police out. You remember that?
Uh-huh. That was some eerie looking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no police out. I mean, we would be out for 3 hours and we ain't seen no police in Inglewood.
Which is odd.
And if you notice, like, the police now, they are trying to team up with certain community organizations to help to try to, police or whatever. And it's ultimately because I think they are losing their grip. They're losing the ability to police. You know what I'm saying? They are using the ability to police. Like, don't get me wrong. I do not fuck with the police, and I don't believe in calling them. But their presence does serve. It somewhat serves as a deterrent from all out chaos. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just because a lot of motherfuckers won't do certain shit because they worried about the police. But once they stop worrying about the police, bro, that shit is going to be so ugly. And like, as revolutionaries, we gonna have to embrace the ugly. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to embrace the ugly, and that's gonna be our time to shine, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, I just want to add to that, because when I mentioned how Unc T had something to do with the Mexicans getting let loose, these are known gang members, known motherfucking offenders or what have you, to have way with a quote unquote organization, and you have them on payroll. So that was just a way to test. That was test mode. Now, even with these laws being introduced, once that shit is publicized, who do they expect gonna read it? If ain't nobody gonna read it, Facebook one is gonna share it. So if ain't nobody got no newspaper subscription, ain't nobody read a book in years, everybody got Facebook. So then they will now determine which crime they gonna commit, right? How do you not come out for an aggravated battery? Like, are y'all redefining the terms of this shit? You know what I'm saying? We're looking at right now, the Breonna Taylor's case, right? Where it's been found, everybody from the prosecutor to the judge all had something to do with it. Them allowing these laws, them allowing certain private organizations to be paid due to COVID to quote unquote assist, is what they call it. Assist the police. No, fuck the police, man. Let the police do their motherfucking job. Let them investigate as they do on record when they're killing and shooting people. You feel what I'm saying? All this shit is systematic. So now that I ain't never heard what you saying, but it goes hand in hand in what's happening already. It goes hand in hand.
You know what though? But like, this is indicative. What ultimately what we're talking about is indicative of an empire that's crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Like all empires fall, bro. America is no different.
That's
America
fine.
is no different. You know what I'm saying? All empires fall, and they usually crumble from within. So there's gonna be, bro, it's gonna be just straight chaos, anarchy. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly, bro. And we just have to, man, we have to make sure that we know what we signing up for. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to dig down into that love that we got for our people in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying at the beginning, like this shit is gonna cost some literal blood, some literal sweat, and some literal tears.
Bro,
You know?
send me what you got so we can kind of look into it and probably share it, because anything that's happening in one city can happen in another city. So we all need to be aware of what the fuck they're presenting to some and not all at this moment.
Okay, I got you, sis.
Yeah, we gonna look that up. That homework we gonna do. It's a beta test.
Yeah.
We work in
Facts.
Chicago,
Yep.
then
There
they
you
know
go.
we work
Facts.
in Georgia, Florida, New York, Cleveland.
We just do not understand how the foods that they pushing out is aiding to that beta part of it. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that they're presenting out, the food they're pushing out, the chemicals they're pushing out, and it's teaching our bodies to react in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? When you vibrating low from your small intestine, you know what I'm saying? You ain't eating right, you ain't sleeping right, therefore you're not thinking right. All of that stuff is tied in, and it's just like, man, we getting hit from all areas.
But you know what I
That's what's
think
happening
too,
to our kids.
the biggest thing, like in the midst of all of this testing and all of the stuff that they're doing, they got a lot of folks with them injections
Oh
They
yeah.
because it
Hell
alters DNA. So
Yeah,
they've already altered, they've already started the process of altering DNA. Bill Gates, like, who is this dude? This is a dude with some paper, and I don't know what his expertise is. Like, I'm still not sure who he is,
money.
but you've got world leaders following his lead. So they're altering DNA. That one brother that came out with the test study on the frogs, that was like, it was a bunch of male frogs that we had, and this
He
water,
disappeared.
now all of a sudden they turned into female. Like, there's a lot, like they're hitting on every area. And so that's why for me, like, I'm to the point, like, I was very much like, not naive enough to think that we were all gonna kumbaya, because I'm really big on, we call each other king, queen, all that kind of stuff. But if we really think about it, you had king and queen, and you had some dukes and duchess, you had your justice, you bring the townspeople. So everybody don't hold the position of leader and strategist and so forth. And even the king and queen had a strategist that they went to be advised. So I'm not expecting that everybody is going to hold the same position, and I'm not looking for everybody in the community. I'll feed you, I'll clothe you, but those who stand out, that stick out, that are tried and true, that prove themselves, these are the ones we latch on to. These are the ones that we do the research with. We still be mindful, we still watch, we strategize offline. We get our strategic, if the grid fucking go down, what's the meeting spot? What are the code words? We need our own fucking language. I remember my mom and them had pig Latin. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
at this point, we it's whatever they tell us, and that's what we're going for. And that's why my thing with psychology, it's to do the work, but I'm also really big on studying their system to break it down. Because even, once you get that degree, they give you a pen and pad depending on the level you go to, and you're expected to write prescriptions. Well, I'm not getting ready to do that shit. I'm going to be on some, Umar type stuff to say, you don't need to be prescribed nothing. You need to eat this, you need to eat that. So it's not so much a matter of getting into the profession to go along to get along, but getting in there to see what they do, how they do. Because every Black psychologist don't need to be fucking with the minds of our people neither.
Nope.
So we just have to really, at this point, for me, we like Brother Eric say, we get out there, we serve, because we are a service type people. Black folks, we love to give, we love to do, we love to cook for folk. It make us feel good to be there for other folks. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as it relates to this strategy, this military strategy, the strategic part of it, hey, it's gonna have to be some closed door conversations. It's gonna be some sub basement activity where a motherfucker say y'all just need to leave and everybody leave, no questions asked. We come back in the morning, pick it up where it was. You know what I'm saying? The plausible deniability, and let's move the fuck on. As long as it focuses on the mission, the goal. As long as we moving in that way, and anybody could be subject to, whatever. And if you got to go, if I got to spend whatever it is, we just got we got to figure that part out, and we have to be secret. The revolution will not be televised.
And one thing we have to definitely get on the same accord with, you know what I'm saying, is discipline. And if we don't need discipline and shit else, is the way that we eat. You know what I'm saying? I myself, I've just found out about this damn agouti and fufu soup, and it's totally so not healthy, but it's good. And one thing I've learned in massage therapy school, along with other classes that I've taken, how magical the body is and how it relates to the mind, how you're able to comprehend and understand certain things that trigger you in thought or in action or in just smell, maybe. You know what I'm saying? The body is magical. It does what it does, right? So even in bringing awareness to all of these things, this is how one of the ways that the communication is broken down or not received amongst our people, because we have no food in our areas. If we have food, we have unlabeled food that is not up to par, is spoiled, is not real. You can't hold nobody accountable for it. Who sent this to our community? It's none of that. You have this food. One thing I looked at, I like salmon. Salmon had this the label said color added. So I'm standing there and I'm asking older people, the elders, what does this mean? And they like, I don't know, baby. I don't know. Okay, let me find out for both of us. Right? They don't know what this ingredient is. It's only to add color, which is what it states. But they don't know what this ingredient does. So it could be, might be far-fetched or what have you, but these two young brothers out here shooting, it could have been a click of a button, a certain sound that was let off that made them switch and go out there shooting like the way that they did. That last brother in Memphis went live on Facebook. There's a connection to that.
That's not too far-fetched.
What you say?
I said that's not too far-fetched. That's not too far-fetched of an idea.
Yeah. So there are sounds, there are smells. Like I know for people that have epilepsy, going into a grocery store can omit a seizure because of the lights. Different smells can attract somebody that has blackouts. They can just go out because of a certain smell. Like these are our sensory issue, our sensory intakes that they're dealing with. When people say they lost they sense of smell with COVID, I have never had COVID, and I give thanks to the ancestors and the creator. I've never had COVID. Never have COVID. But they lost their sense of smell. What the hell are y'all playing with? There's a movie called The Island of Dr. Moreau where they start mixing animals. But in the midst of them, mixing animals, they were just experimenting amongst the land. When our elders were young, they didn't have purse dogs. These little cute little chihuahua looking dogs, they didn't have that. These dogs are born with diabetes, cancer, leukemia. They got human diseases. That's a problem. That's in our grass. That's in our air. That's in our water. So we can just imagine what is happening to our children in the mental states.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because the most attacked gland is the pineal gland.
Come on.
And when you attack that gland, you're essentially attacking the physical and spiritual part of a melanated man,
Your
melanated
body
woman.
is open.
And then after that, once it hit the lower chakras, you easily to be controlled. So, It could be a click of a button, a sound, a vibration.
It's
Tone,
just like the small intestine.
frequency.
The small intestine is in charge of your emotions, your happy, your sad, your thought.
Everything.
Yeah, everything that you crave, everything. So when the body and the organs work as a family, as the Black community should. When one organ is out of rate and it omits a signal to say I'm in distress, everything stops working and goes to that organ.
Yes, that's correct. That's the science now I've been studying. You are correct.
That's how the body works. So when everything is off kilter, you can't think, you can't sleep, you craving sugar because your body is thirsty. Your body is thirsty for nutrients. Your body has to get used. And it only takes 3 to 7 days for your body to get used to something, whether it's good, bad, or nasty. Whatever it is, if it's good for you, try it for 7 days. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's hella nasty, but it's great and you'll feel different. So that is the base of trying to change the minds or trying to awaken the minds of. We got to start with what we eat.
Savy said.
That's what Savy said.
Yeah. We could do this all night. Y'all know that. Right?
Yeah, I'm finna get up off of here, man.
But I want to salute y'all revolutionaries. We the last ones left. It's good to know that a lot more of us exist. Now we know 3 more. Well, I'll speak for myself. 4 more. Big up to Zeke. You got some warriors with you, Zeke. Salute to him for that. Give out y'all info so the people could reach y'all if they want.
I screenshotted, I think, everybody's contact. So I'll send that to Brother Ken and hopefully we can put it away.
Yeah, I spread it out.
Yeah, that was for us. But for the people watching, just give them y'all pages or
yeah.
New Era Chicago on Facebook. I believe it's the same across the board. New Era Chicago on Facebook.
Instagram, New Era, the Instagram has underscores after each word. So
New Era underscore Chicago for Instagram. Facebook is just New Era Chicago. Phone number, what's the email address? New Era Chicago 1@gmail.com. Phone number, what is our phone number? Hold on 1 second, I got it.
IG Cash App, Erica. Because again, with feeding the people and so forth, all donations are welcome and accepted.
Chicago, Zelle is the email. We'll post everything.
Yeah, I'll put it in the link. But say what's the Cash App anyway? Say it out loud.
$ New Era Chicago.
Okay, perfect. $ New Era Chicago.
This has been a powerful bill, man. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I appreciate y'all, brothers.
We appreciate y'all for jumping in,
Sister Oya and Erica, we're doing a show called Queen's Law. And I would love to have y'all 2 on to add to the build. It's going to just be all queens. So I'll get with Kenwood and line y'all up and see if we could communicate that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm with it.
Perfect.
Appreciate the invite, God. Thank you.
For sure.
Brother Eric Mobley, salute to you. I hear good things about you, man. Powerful things. So about
Same to you, brother. I appreciate it.
Crash course this morning, but I salute y'all, respect y'all, and y'all welcome back anytime. You could call when y'all call Kenwado, he gonna link me and D and a few other brothers. So anything y'all need from Rebel Vision Television, we here for y'all.
Man, Brother Ken, much love and respect, God. You always hold us down, showing love.
That's right. Shot time, baby.
I hope we reciprocate the same, brother. You know what I'm saying? We locked in.
Yeah. No, I follow y'all on Facebook and IG. Y'all know that I be tagging y'all in everything.
I be
You know
seeing
what I
the
mean?
queen. I be hoping I'm sharing and loving right, but I just, man, I be in and out.
It's all good, sister. It's all good. It's
But
all
definitely tell sis when y'all come to Chicago, bring some product.
okay. Say less. I'm gonna let her know.
Throwing my Chicago joke.
Got
Yeah.
that Chi-Town on.
Got the Sound Rebel.
Yeah. Little salute.
No,
little
no,
salute.
that's my town rebel, man. 6-7 and Prairie, man. Stop playing.
Award all
What?
That's what's
Nah,
up.
we gonna get out of here. It's another episode of Rebels Roundtable. Can Waldo and D give y'all info out before we go? We out
Y'all
here.
can check me out. Custom t-shirts and apparel. Elite Wardrobe Shop. ELITE Wardrobe Shop. Facebook and Instagram. Check out the brand Aesthetics Apparel. ESTHETIKS Apparel. Instagram and Facebook. You want to reach me? No debates. I'm no longer doing debates, but you can reach me at 404-913-7165. Peace and power.
Yeah, y'all can reach me at Candace Apparel on Instagram. It's on my apparel line. You can reach Sun Goddess _sense on Instagram as well. You can reach Sun Goddess Sense Facebook like page, and our website is ShellyArmisetProducts.com. Check us out.
Also, I want to say real quick, Ehimotep to our divinity and our lineage.
Shay.
Hey.
Okay.
And you can holler at me at rebelvision.com, Rebel Vision Television, Rep Red 10 on IG. And we out of here, family. Race first.
All right.
Race
Hey,
first.
First,
though, bro.
peace and black power. One love.
You got
Us.
it.
I see your jacket, brother Rebel. That's dope.
No doubt. I should have wore it all episode. I forgot. But it's all good, y'all. It's all love. Race first, us.
Race first.
Us.
Right.
Yeah.
Good bill, man. Good bill.
Yeah.
Now the new era brothers and sisters, all of them that I ran into that y'all was building with, they all strong people. They took the oath. None of them is faking. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
And
they serious.
It's only a few left. That's why we got to do the 10 now. Because the plan is, 1 million brothers and sisters. Nah, you gonna have like 100. The 100-man march. You know what I mean? So it's all good. So break down the Tarka Bay joint real quick.
Yeah. October the 29th at the Malinali Griot Afrocentric Museum. We got Tyra Hawker Bay coming to town. What's the title, brother? Knowledge. What's the title?
Tahaka Bay, the title is Power Discussions.
Raising your vibrations.
Raising your vibration. Power discussion, raising your vibration.
Yeah,
My
so
bad. I was in mid-thought when you caught me off guard.
So it's gonna be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Fact.
We got the Eventbrite link out. We got the brother Poetics hosting it. You know what I mean? We got the brother Abasi, he go speak. We got the Vengers, they go get on the mic. We got the brother Sincere, you know what I'm saying? He go do a few pieces and stuff. We got the brother Taraka Bay, he go edit on out with financial literacy. You know what I mean? So come on through. You can reach me at 404-798-8527. You hit Brother Knowledge. We have vendor spots available at $50, so come on through. All the information is going to be on my Facebook and IG page as well. It's Vocal Dialect, and there's Vocal Dialect with a K, Facebook and IG.
Facts.
Yes, sir. So we got another one in New Era Chicago. Much respect to y'all, man. We definitely gonna do some work with them.
Yeah.
Big things to come, y'all. So thanks for watching. Sister Nandy, we see you. And all the other people in the chat. Sister Nandy, be on.
We had a lot of comments in the chat, man, room tonight.
We love her for that.
That's right.
We out of here, y'all. Rebels Roundtable.
Peace.
Us.